want to make sure that I acknowledge the sponsor of the show, Tiege Hanley, because Tiege Hanley sent me this new pack. They sent me the new Tiege pack, so I just literally pulled the paper out, got it out of the mail, and I started going through it, and I got a little bit more excited than I should. You know what I'm saying? So they did send me the Tiege pack, and I don't even know what this is yet. So I'm assuming this is what you get when you first order your Tiege, and I don't know what this is. Oh, this is dope. This is absolutely dope. Is this a nail kit? Ladies, get this for the fellas. Fellas, don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. This is free. This just comes with it. 30% off your first order plus 20% off for life. Literally. Oh, snaps. I didn't know that they were sending it like this. Real talk. So this is the nail kit that they sending you. All right. So now you ain't looking like a dusty. This is a free gift straight from Tiege for the people that ordered the Tiege. They got the small one for the little hands like mine's. They got the big joints for your toenails. And then they got the joints at the bottom too. You know what I'm saying? For y'all that's a little bit more crustier than usual. All right. So that's one of the free gifts that Tiege got inside of the pack. And then what is this? Says squeeze a quarter size amount of Tiege Hanley body wash on the center of the wet bristles. Lather, scrub, rinse, and repeat for the perfectly satisfying wash every time. So that's inside of there also, right? Ooh, I can get my rubber ducky on right here. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Tiege for sending me that uncomplicated skincare for men. And then what we got in here? We got the actual Tiege pack, right? So this is the normal Tiege pack, but then they gave me the supersized joint for the people. They wanted me to show the people exactly what they got when they ordered that first Tiege pack, when you're getting your 30% off your first order, and then you get your free gifts. You get 2 free gifts, and then the 20% off for life. So the 20% off for life is a new thing. And dang, I ain't even got my keys on me to open this up. Maybe I can use the little nail clipper thing. I ain't got to buy no nail clipper for my new joint downtown. And then you get all of the washes, all of the scrubs, all of the AM, the PMs, and all of that stuff. So you got the whole thing inside of there for you to make sure you take care of yourself. But you got to make sure you take care of it every day, right? We don't want to miss days. We don't want to be looking like dusties. It does not absolve you from being able to make sure that you brush your teeth. Brush your teeth. It don't fix the teeth problem. Don't fix you ironing your clothes. Don't fix you being able to take care of your business. But it absolutely makes sure that your skin is phenomenal, even when you go in between shaves. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Tiege Hanley. We absolutely appreciate you. Thank you for continuing to hold us down. I might do an official Tiege commercial, but I like just talking authentically to the people. I like giving the people the authentic look of what it is that you're dealing with, and I want you to hear from me personally, because anybody can do that little pitch and they can make some little videos, but very few of us can actually speak to the products of exactly what it is that you're supposed to use. So yeah, Tiege Hanley, 30% off your first order, and then 20% off for life. That's the Anton Daniels pack, 20% off for life. Using any other Tiege pack, make sure that you go ahead and let that go. And make sure you tap into the link that's in the description and take care of it, all right? What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate y'all for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. I am here all by my lonely. Let me give him a round of applause for being here by my lonely. I am here all by my lonely, hanging out in the house, streaming. I decided to stream from the crib today. I don't know. I just felt like it, and so I just wanted to come out here and kind of hang out with my daughter last night, and so that's what I wound up doing. And then I wound up bringing my work computer out here, and so everything is cool. What's going on, friends? Rhonda Poole says somebody's birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday, Anton. Hey, listen, I appreciate you, Rhonda. Thank you for holding me down. Hold on one second. Hello? I'm all right. How you doing? Okay. I don't want to do that. I don't like surprises. No, I don't trust you.
Really?
What?
Okay, I'm about to send it to you. Don't look at it. Just play it, okay?
Oh my God.
Hold on 1 second. 1 second.
I don't like surprises.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I wasn't ready. 1 second. It's going to be fun, I promise.
I don't like surprises.
Huh?
Is it an audio that I gotta play?
No, it's a video, actually. Hold on. 1 second.
Oh my God.
Okay.
You
It
want
just
me to
came
play
through.
it on a live?
Yes, for the world to see it.
Oh my God. I don't know about that.
Oh, it's okay. You'll be fine. And then you can call me back after you play it. I'll be watching.
Oh my God. For the world to see?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, bye.
I don't like surprises. Ton Dog does not like surprises. Oh my God. I gotta send this to myself. She should have emailed it to me. Um. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can get this up. I gotta send this to myself so I can be able to play it. Sorry, y'all. I was not expecting this, and so now I gotta find it and see what's going on out here in these streets. Oh God. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little scared right now because I don't know what the heck is going on. Y'all gotta give me a second. Jesus Christ. Give me a second. I gotta figure out what's happening. Oh man, I don't know if I should play this. I think I'm about to tap out. I don't think I'm gonna play this. I don't think I'm gonna do it. I don't like surprises, man. Let me see what they done did. Ah, yes, thank you. No, hold on, let me see something. It might not work. All right, hold on. I might be able to do it differently. All right. This is unexpected, so I didn't know that this was happening. So y'all got to give me a second so that I can figure it out. I'm figuring it out on the fly. We do have a full show. And we're going to do the full show. But in the meantime, I got to figure out how to do this real quick. All right. Let me see something. How y'all feel today in the meantime while we figuring that out? How's everybody doing today? Let me, while I figure that out, let me acknowledge a few of the people in the Cash Apps and the Super Chat so we can get started with the show. First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to my dog, Michael. I appreciate you, Michael, on Cash App. Let me go ahead and hit that. And then also, I want to give a shout out to my dog, Mike. Hey, Mike, that dude hit me off today. Let me give a round of applause. Mike, that dude said happy birthday and then sit in your bag. I appreciate you, Mike, that dude. Thank you, my friend. And then let me also give a shout out to P. Shank, says Anton in the Millionaire Morning Show. Enjoy your birthday. Thank you, P. Shank. I appreciate you also. And then the Solution Trucking Channel says happy early birthday, big dog. Thank you, the Solution Trucking Channel. I appreciate you, though. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How are all of you guys doing today? How's everybody feeling? Let me get the housekeeping out of the way. Tiege Hanley, 30% off your first order, plus 20% off for life. All right. So Tiege Hanley been sponsoring us for a long time. We've been getting to it. Thank you, Tiege Hanley. I really do appreciate you for continuing to hold us down and always adding value into what we're doing over here on the Millionaire Morning Show. You are absolutely awesome. If you guys have not tapped into the Patreon, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. We do big things in the Patreon, and we always trying to make sure that we adding value into everybody's lives. So, telling you, man, we just did Stock Club this past week. I got a special video that I'm dropping for y'all. Hopefully, I can finish it either today or tomorrow. So we're gonna see what happens, and we definitely, Kojak, you send me a super chat. All right, I'm gonna have to look that up. Let me look that up. I gotta figure that out. Hey, email me your card. Email me any super chats that I might have missed. Let me see if I can get this video up right now and see what this is. Give me a second. And all of the people that's down for me. Yeah, man. Yeah, we got a great family. We got a great unit. I do have some really awesome people around me. They know that the funniest part about it is that they know that I don't like stuff. They know that I don't like stuff. So, it's nothing that you can buy me. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about stuff. And so they made this video and they put their hard earned effort into it. And so I just appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I love my people. I'm always going to take care of y'all. I'm always going to take care of all of the people. My mother-in-law. I don't even call her my mother-in-law. I just call her my mom. Rita's mom. My mom, my brothers, they families, everybody. I got y'all back. And if anybody ever need anything, I got y'all. So listen, we got to get started with the show. Good God. Sheesh, I wasn't expecting to get into that. Let me read some of these super chats, and then we're going to get into the show. Thank y'all to everybody that's holding me down. Dylan KO says, happy birthday, and every Friday, keep being amazing and creating value. Thank you, my dog, Dylan. I appreciate you, big dog. Brittany B says, happy birthday, 413 tomorrow. Stay blessed and keep going. Thank you, Brittany. I appreciate you. Carly, thank you, Carl. Oh, I'm sorry, Carl. Shout out to Carl. Says, happy birthday, boss. Stay blessed. Appreciate the advice yesterday. I got you, big dog. I got you. Blue Lyric in the building says, happy birthday, big dog. Appreciate all of the game that you give and more life. Thank you, bro. Thank you. My dog, this is my brother, Greg Daniels, says, go Norbit. Shout out to my bro, my dog. Shout out to Greg D. I appreciate you. My nephew, one of my favorite nephews in the world. Gino says I didn't add myself because I was too busy adding everyone else to the video. I sent you a personal video. Thank you, Gene. My most spoiled nephew in the world. Let me give a AD this video tribute from your beautiful and touching man. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, Chase, for holding me down and always seeing fit to add value in what we got going on. Happy birthday, man. Like Jeezy said, put the minks down. Shout out to Highly Offensive. Ozzy H says, happy birthday, Anton. Thank you, big bro. I appreciate you. DJ Kane in the building, always holding me down, says, happy birthday, young man. Thank you, DJ Kane. Thomas Bell, always coming through, says, happy birthday, Tom Dog. Love you, bro. I appreciate you, Thomas. Anike, shout out to Anike, says, wishing you an early happy birthday. Thank you for what you do. Thank you, love. I appreciate you. DJ Ace Production says, salute, enough said. Shout out to you. Oh shit, y'all out here just watching. Chris James came through with the 100 ball. Man, listen, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, Chris, for holding me down. I absolutely appreciate everything that you've done for me and everything that you continue to contribute into the platform, bro. Jamal Williams says, happy birthday, Ant Dog. Thanks for being an inspiration. Thanks. Oh, man. Here's my greatest student of all time. Man, let me tell you something. Rayshawn is my greatest student of all time. Happy early birthday. You're a blessing to others. I'm glad as you exist. Let me tell you something about Rayshawn for a second, bro. Rayshawn, it was closed. A seat at the table was closed inside of the Patreon. And so I was going in the order of people that come into the platform in order to be able to add them into the seat at the table, same way as I do now. And Rayshawn was like, hey, man, I'm going to stay on you till you let me in. You got to let me in. You got to let me in the seat at the table. I got to talk to you. We got to get this game. And so I said, all right, cool. So I let him in. And I prayed on it, and then I let him in. Rayshawn has been under my tutelage for probably, I would say, a year and a half, maybe almost 2 years now. I seen Rayshawn personally write a check for almost $100,000 to pay off his student loans. Rayshawn is probably going to net well over $1 million this year. He went from looking out for and trying to take care of his grandparents that looked out for him, trying to figure it out, just going from a regular salary to literally being a millionaire. And all he did was follow the blueprint that I gave him day after day after day. And to this day, we still have calls and we still run it up. Rayshawn, you are the greatest bag chaser thus far. I'm hoping that other Patreon members and bag chasers can ultimately catch you, because the more of us as millionaires, the more of us as running it up, the more of us as getting to the money, the more of a. And here's the beautiful part about Rayshawn. It's not just the money. What also is beautiful about Rayshawn is that he's a spiritual dude. He believes in God. He studies his Bible. We talk about spirituality. So Rayshawn, man, listen, I appreciate you for being a reflection of what it is that we do that's so great, bro. You got it on your own. You implemented it. You did it. You doing it all yourself. I love you. I appreciate you. And hopefully I can continue to add value into your life. Let me throw you another round. I want to read Civ Lap. Shout out to you. Old man Rita is forgetting that AD is as young as she is. Facts. You know what I'm saying? They trying to act like Anton is Asian out here. Bricked Out Media says, happy birthday, Anton. You're a blessing to us all. Well done video. I love how it started with the extended family and brought it back on in. Much love, homie. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you also. Alvin S. is in the building, says, happy birthday, AD. Bag chaser for life. Shout out to the Chasers, man. The Chasers be holding me down. Rob Brown is in the building. Shout out to Rob. Keep being a blessing to the world. Man, don't y'all know I'm going to take a nap today? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a nap today. Dark 80s man says, happy birthday all the way from St. Louis, you dig? I'm going to St. Louis. I'm going to St. Louis. I have not been to St. Louis. Slant Sales Car says, happy birthday, Anton. Enjoy your day. The value you've added to my life is invaluable. Chasers for life. Shout out to Slant Sales Cars. Trap and Slay says, happy early birthday, Anton. From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you. You are a blessing and inspiration to not only myself, but to so many. Hashtag legend. Jesus. Cartez Cookies with the big dog. Happy birthday, Anton. You're the best, bro. Cartez Cookies is one of my investments from the Patreon. I believed in him, so I invested in his business, and he's absolutely killing it. I absolutely love you. Thank you to Cartez Cookies. A.R. Smitty says, happy birthday, Time Dog. Thank you, A.R. Smitty. Chris Simmons says, happy birthday, Anton. Super late coming in the live stream due to a meeting running over for work, but I'm glad that I made it to say it. Shout out to you, big dog. I appreciate you. LeGarrette says, happy birthday, Anton. Always love the content. Thank you, LeGarrette. Thank you, my friend. James Ray says, happy birthday, AD. My father guided me to your channel and have a wonderful birthday. Shout out to your pops. Shout out to Pops, man. J Dove says, happy birthday, my brother Blake. May God continue to bless you and your beautiful family. Thank you, J Dove. Amen1 says, happy birthday, my friend. Enjoy and don't get Molly by your wife tonight. Listen, birthday party for me is nice and sleep and maybe going to watch a movie. Grayway says, happy birthday, AD. Many more Bronx NY up in the building. Shout out to the Bronx. Wealth Building Journey says, happy 42nd birthday, Time Dog. When are the seats to the table coming open? I'll look into that this weekend. Maybe we'll have a couple of openings. Robin Edwards says, happy birthday, son of man. Shout out to Robin Edwards. I appreciate you. Chris Simmons says, this is for lunch and whatever you decide to do with it. Thank you, Chris. It does not go unnoticed. My dog, Preston Walker, says, happy birthday, much respect from the Idaho Bag Chasers Academy. Stay chasing the bag, my friend. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, bro. Kay Cooper says, happy birthday, Anton. Aries, stand up. Shout out to Kay. And then I want to give a shout out to Guardian Dog, says, happy birthday, big dog. Thank you to everybody that hold me down. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. It does not go unnoticed. You guys are the greatest of all time. I also want to give a shout out to Lashad Tooks. Says, happy born day, OG. Appreciate the game. That's on Cash App. Thank you, my friend. And then I also want to give a shout out to Pat Jones. Damn, Pat Jones, you threw out the 50 ball? Let me give a round of applause. So listen, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I will not read everybody's super chat. I don't care what you send, $1, whatever. I never ask for it, but I always appreciate it because without you guys, there is no me. So hopefully I'm adding value into y'all life. Y'all definitely adding value into my life. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Let me read a few more, and then I still got a show planned for y'all today, all right? So Keita says, happy birthday to my fellow 82. Shout out to Keita. Appreciate you, Keita. Tia Marie, always trying to keep me from being distracted, says, happy birthday, Anton. Bless you and the fam. Team Earthy Aries. Tia Marie gonna turn me earthy. My dog, J Ben. J Ben says, what it do though, big dog? Happy birthday to the realest to ever do it. We appreciate you, big bro. We give legends their flowers when they can smell them. Shout out to my dog, J Ben. I appreciate you, bro. All right, y'all. Listen, I wasn't expecting that. But we here. Hey, let me ask y'all a question. Ain't this funny? So listen, we started off the stream. We're going to get into quick hits and we're going to get into the show because we got to get this money. All right. We started off the show, right? And the only thing that I've done thus far is read and show love to you guys for wishing me a happy birthday and then show my birthday video. Would you just so happen to believe that I have four dislikes on this video? Let me go ahead and get a round of applause for the dislikes. How do you hate on a nigga on his birthday, though? You ain't got one day of peace in your spirit? So every single day, I know it ain't nothing. It's probably 2 hyenas and 2 hate watchers. How do you be mad at a dude on a Friday? For most of us, it's payday. I got my paycheck today from my regular corporate job. I gave my daughter her allowance. I gave Rita some money. Rita is out here in these streets, getting her hair done and all of this other stuff. How do you hate on a payday Friday in the spring? It's April. Life is good. Just got out the show. How do you do that? Hey, I got 2 more. Man, listen, bro. It's just the way of the game. It's just the way of the game. Y'all said jealousy. And you know the interesting thing about jealousy? is that there is no true rhyme or reason for it. There is no reason for jealousy. There is no reason. Like, you can't reason with a jealous person. It's nothing that you can comprehend as a sane, normal person. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to them. Shout out to all of the people. I ain't even got started on the show yet. At least one person took their hate comment, took they dislike back. That's crazy. You ain't got no peace in your spirit. Let me tell you what I jumped in the shower today, and I was thinking about what my life was going to be going forward, right? And I'm gonna read the super chats throughout the show. I'm gonna read some more of them after we do quick hits and after I say this one thing. And I was trying to figure out, well, God, what am I gonna ask for this year? Because the only time that I ever ask anything from God, or any time that I ever like kind of readjust what I'm looking for or what it is that I'm trying to work towards, is on my birthday, right? And so I was figuring it out, and I could only come up with a few things, right? A, I just want to continue to have peace. And what peace looks like for me is surrounding myself with the right people. It used to look like me only going with a select group of people, so I would always try to remove people from my life, that was toxic or that didn't add value into my life. But peace for me this year is surrounding myself with more friends, more bag chasers, more people that love me, and only those people. So as soon as we see dusties, or as soon as we see people that's not adding value into our life, we remove them. And the reason that we remove them is not because we just don't like them, it's because we replacing them with more people that actually is great for us and give us that good energy. I want to have fun. I want to have a lot of sex. I want to party. I want to travel some more. I want to build more houses. I want to enjoy my daughter. I want to go into these meetups with you guys. I want to fly to y'all cities. I want to see things that I've never saw before. I want to put more people on. I want to get more money for the people. I want to make more money for myself. I just want good energy. That's all I want. Anything that's good energy or anything that's related to good energy, I want to invest in more people's businesses. I want to help more people out. I want to do more volunteer work, more homeless work. I just want to continue to do the Lord's work. And I just, you know what I'm saying? I want to surround myself with good energy. That's it. That's all I want is good energy, because I know that good energy yields good fruit. So if you a person that's positive, or you a person that's moving in the direction that I'm going in, I invite you into my circle. I invite you into my sphere. I know that we're going to go through things because it rains on the just and the unjust. Things happen. Life happens. We can figure that part out. But as long as we got each other and as long as we got a good energy, that's all we need. Because I firmly believe in my heart, the only way that we can show that we truly love God is to show that we love the people that he put on this earth. So we're going to remove the dusties, and we're going to still give them grace. We're going to pray for them, and we're going to pray that God heal their spirit and heal their soul. And then we're going to go and we're going to do great things. So while they watching on the outside looking in, it's almost like looking at everybody else partying and then wanting to hate the party. We're not going to worry about that. We're going to focus 100% of our energy, 100% of our energy on things that is building and is leading us and continuing to lead us in the direction that we're supposed to go in. We're not going to focus anything. And if we do, we are going to get off track. Sometimes we get off track. Reel me back in. Yo, Anton, focus. Get to it. And I'm going to reel you back in, because accountability go both ways. I am my brother's keeper. I am my sister's keeper. And we going to run it up. We going to do great things. We going to make more money. We going to have some great energy, sex, great relationships, networking, travel, all good things. We gonna read our Bible. We gonna have good spirits, good energy. We gonna become more educated, wiser, get more understanding. Everything good. Everything good. And as long as you fill your cup with good things, there's no way that bad things can get into it. Every day, good energy. That's all I care about. Running it up in good energy, making sure that every day that I wake up, I feel good. And when I go to bed, I feel good about the day that I live. And we're going to leave it all on the flow, because you can't take none of this stuff with you. We're going to die empty. We're going to die empty. And what I mean by dying empty, that means that we're not going to leave nothing on the flow. Every piece of knowledge that I gain, I'm going to give it to you. Anything that you get from a knowledge perspective, you give it to me. We're going to put that junk into work. We're going to leave our kids with a legacy and an inheritance. We're going to make sure that everybody get married, that they fix their relationships. We're going to pray for people. We're going to live every single day like it's our last, because you don't know when your last day is. And so we're going to live every day like our last, and we're going to leave this earth in a better space had we not been here. Flat out. Flat out. And anybody that's not on that, feel free to hit the dislike button, because I know you miserable, but God gonna heal you. If you hate watching a day, any other day, I don't care. But if you hate watching a day, I pray for you. I know that God got something for you. He gonna heal you today. He gonna fix you. He gonna fix your soul, your spirit. You gonna be wrangling so bad with what it is that you got going on in your life. Think about this for a second before we get into the live stream. When I get off this live stream today, and as I continue to connect with my people, and I be texting back and forth with them and having good energy and good times with them, and you got to go back to your air mattress, or you got to go back to your fucked up situation, or you got all of these problems, you still gonna have those problems at the end of the day. I don't know you. I don't see you. I'm living a great life. I'm living an incredible life, and you still got to go home with you at the end of the day. That's not fun. That's not sweet. Ain't nothing good with that. You don't get nothing out of that. You don't get no award. You don't get no accolade. You don't get nothing. I'm going to pray for you right here, right now. Lord, look at this demon that's watching his live stream right now. Take out all of the acid, vitriol, anger, hate out of the demon that is feeling a certain type of way, and to their core, they're rotten. Take out all of that negativity and fill it with fruit and seeds of righteousness and good energy. Take out all of that cancer, that cancerous heart, that cancerous spirit, that cancerous mindset that's affecting their health every day. That they have to then lean on other vices outside of things that is natural. They're not high off life. They got to go and get other things to make them feel better about themselves. And then they wake up in the morning and they worse off than they was when they went to sleep last night. Take all of that shit out of them. Remove all of that ugly, nasty stuff up out of their spirit and get it up out of them so that they can live a full life, so that their children will love them, so that their parents will reverence them, so that they can get some videos from their family that says, we love you, thank you for continuing to be you, we see what you're doing, and continue to go down that path. You making us proud. Let them make somebody else proud by what they do, not by seeking accolades and awards, but being a reflection of the thing that they supposed to leave society as. Bless them to be used. Don't let them grow old and ugly and stupid and have a hardened heart when they go, and then let them die with all of this hate and vitriol in their heart so that they can bust hell wide open. Bless them and open up their heart so that they can be used when they actually have some vibrancy, when they actually have some usefulness in them. Don't let them wait until they get on their deathbed and then try to ask you for forgiveness. That ain't when it's going to come. Let them be able to be used as a vessel for righteousness and greatness today. Bless them to take accountability. Bless them to actually fix themselves. Because I can't do it. I don't know who they are. You know who they are. You know where they at. Bless them to be something that actually can be used for goodness. In Jesus' name. You said where 2 or 3 are gathered in your name, there you are in the midst of them. I know you hear our prayers. Let them go through it so they can get to it. And bless them with all of the goodness after they go and serve you for righteousness' sake. And don't let them skip steps either. Bless them to go through it just like everybody else had to go through it in order to get to it. In Jesus' name. Rebuke the devil out of your ugly, funky heart. You little demon. In Jesus' name. Amen. That's my gift to you on my birthday. You know what I'm saying? We're going to continue to get on with the show. I'm going to be reading the super chats after we get through quick hits. We're going to continue to revisit it. I bet y'all wasn't expecting that one, was y'all? I got time today. Ooh, you didn't know that I was a prayer warrior, did you? You didn't know that I was a prayer warrior. Yeah, I can get down with the best of them. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Sholobosita. Oh, let's go ahead and get to it, y'all. What we got to go through? I'm going to read the super chat shortly. I'm going to get to those, but we're going to go ahead and get the quick hits. Let's get to it, y'all. Quick hits is a segment of the show. Quick hits is a segment of the show that we like to make sure that you guys stay informed on what's happening out here in these streets. Man, y'all ready to go ahead and get the quick hits? All right, let's get to it. So, first and foremost, illegal migrants was called to a house because they was out here downloading porn. Take a look.
We begin with some breaking news from Chambers County. 10 people were detained at a Baytown area home after deputies say child pornography was downloaded from that address.
Fox 26's Sherman DeSell is joining us from this Creekside neighborhood live near I-10 with some details. Sherman.
Yeah, we're right outside of the home here in Chambers County, or I-10 is not too far from us. Neighbors say that they saw cops all down the street, including Homeland Security. I'm going to get out of the shot so Doug can show you the house in question. There were a lot of people detained in front of this house. There's pictures showing that they were handcuffed right in this front yard. These are the photos that the Chambers County Sheriff's Office posted earlier today on Facebook. Investigators say they executed an evidence search warrant at the home on the 5100 block of Dripping Springs Avenue. They received a tip from the Internet Crimes Against Children database that child pornography was possibly downloaded here. And when they knocked on the door, the people inside, they refused to answer it, and that's when they forced entry, and they found several individuals and a lot of restaurant supplies inside. All the people inside believed to be illegal immigrants, Asian and Hispanic, and forensic investigators seized several electronic devices, but it's unconfirmed exactly what was found. Captain Baker spoke to us. He wants to remind people about those type of downloads, the fact that they are illegal and monitored heavily.
It may be an agency from another state share with us through the ICAC network to let us know that, hey, this IP address is in y'all's location. It has downloaded child pornography, and then we start our investigation from there and start trying to figure out who did it, and usually end up executing a search warrant behind it because we're just not going to tolerate that in our county.
So detectives do not believe the person who owns or leases this home was home at the time all this took place. We're still waiting to hear more on the people that were detained and exactly what they found in this home.
We know what they found. Listen, let me tell you something. First of all, I have no love, zero love for anybody that is out here downloading kitty stuff at all. No love for any of those dudes. That's number one. They set them out there like some criminals. One of the reasons I don't think that they can show their faces is because I think that they have to make sure that they actually charge them with a crime before they do so. So that's one reason why you may not see their faces. But the other thing is, all of them are Asian and Hispanic, and all of them are illegal migrants. All of them are illegal. And that's one of the reasons why you know that they fools. They've been doing that junk in their own country, and they've been using the internet, and so they've been out here, playing with the wrong little stuff, and then they thought that they was gonna come over here, but we got a little bit better technology. We're gonna go ahead and send them folks to your house, get you some metal bracelets, get you locked up, and hopefully we can get you on up out of this country. When people come into this country a lot of times, or even when people come into your house, and again, that's why you always got to pray for good energy. You got to make sure that you keep your house clean. You got to make sure that you wash your hands when you come in the house. All of that stuff, right? Don't track your shoes throughout the house. Make sure you leave them at the front door, all of that stuff. And the reason that you want to do that is because you don't know what kind of demons these people is bringing over into the space, or in your space in particular, right? And so a lot of times they'll come over here, but they coming over here with vices. They coming over here with ways that they used to be over in their old country. They coming over here not understanding exactly how the laws and the rules work. And so they over here just downloading, doing stuff, and being nasty. Being nasty. I seen a video the other day. I'm not going to say what country they were in, but I seen a video the other day, and it was a girl, and she was dancing. I guess she was like on the stage, and it was all men. It was like in a street, and it was like a makeshift stage, and it was some security guards that was protecting her, and it was all men that was surrounding her, and they all had their camera phones up, and they looked so desperate and thirsty and demonic, and their eyes was bulging out of their head and stuff like that. And I was like, Jeez, oh peas, what the heck is going on over here? I'm telling you, people are bringing their own bad habits over into this country, illegal, living in a better neighborhood than you, and then they over there downloading and doing stuff that they're not supposed to do. Protect your kids. Protect your kids. Also on top of that, y'all, this video was going viral of a tow truck that was trying to pick up a car in the middle of traffic while the car was moving. Check it out.
Viral video shows a tow truck driver attempting to attach to a car while the owner is driving it. It happened in San Francisco, and the video is raising a lot of questions. NBC Bay Area's Christy Smith explains.
It's very bizarre, yeah, and it's very scary.
Jeff Furland stopped near Montgomery and Bush Streets when something odd caught his eye.
I saw a Waymo with its hazards on, and then I saw a tow truck maneuvering from in front of me to come and make a tow. And I thought, oh, I'm just going to see this hook up with a broken Waymo car and take off. And then he went for the car next to it, which had people in it, and started loading that. And they started backing up, and he started chasing him with the tow truck.
Furland pulled out his phone and caught most of it on video.
This is the effective thing I can do right now, is record this because it's wrong.
He says he's never seen anything like it.
He had the piece down. He maneuvered the forks under the front tires. He continued to chase them backwards with the forks down. And then when he went to take off, as soon as he takes off, he's raising the arm.
It all happened quickly.
And the car behind them maneuvered around and passed, and at that point they had a clear shot to get away from the tow truck, and they took it.
We're just digging into this as we speak. I also understand that the San Francisco Police Department is aware of this incident, and we encourage members of the public to contact them if they've witnessed anything around the behavior of this company.
Earlier this year, City Attorney David Chu announced he suspended auto towing and affiliated companies from doing business with the city, including Specialty Towing and Recovery. The truck in the video has Specialty Towing on the side, but it's unclear if it's with the suspended company because multiple companies use Specialty in their name.
So assuming this is Specialty Towing, this is the same towing company that our office previously moved to suspend and debar from receiving city contracts.
We reached out to the company listed on the door of the truck by phone and email, but have not heard back with a comment in time.
So, in my opinion, this ain't nothing but attempted kidnapping. It could be a bevy of different things. One thing that it could be is an attempt for him to try to repossess a car. I don't know, but listen, I believe that people, you know what I'm saying, they should pay their bills. And we can't assume that that's what this was. But the one thing that we do have to make sure that we do is abide by the law. And it's nothing that you can do when it comes to a person in the car and you trying to tow them in the middle of the street while the car is moving and trying to back up. You're trying to back up and pick up the car and tow them. In my opinion, this ain't nothing but attempted kidnapping. This is wild. This is absolutely wild. So this is a video that's basically going viral. I wanted to show y'all this and keep y'all informed of what's happening in these streets. Also, on top of that, and last but certainly not least, with quick hits, I shouldn't be laughing at this. I shouldn't. But we see this all too often. You know, I remember when I had joined this this club. Call them health clubs. You can call them not a country club, but it was like a health club or whatever. And it was a very, very, very high-end one. And when we took the tour, one of the things that they said was they intentionally didn't put a basketball court inside of the place. Check this out.
Our top story this morning, chaos breaking out in a local shopping area.
Prince George's County police say a fight at a fitness center erupted into gunfire. And Fox 5's Melanie Alwick is live in Glen Arden this morning with more. Melanie.
Hey, good morning, guys. So we're here at the Woodmore Town Center, and you can see behind me people showing up for their morning workouts here at the LA Fitness, not realizing what we learned, that they're going to stay closed today because of what happened here last night. A gym full of people when gunfire rang out. Police say it began with an argument on the basketball court. Let's take you to video from the scene last night. It was just before 8:30 p.m. Police say after the fight broke out between two men in the basketball court area, one pulled out a gun and shot the other, then fled in a white vehicle. The victim, a man said to be about 40 years old, was shot 6 to 7 times. The first officers inside used their tourniquets to help the man until the scene was clear and it was safe for ambulance crews to go in. Talking to patrons this morning, they say they're really sad about what feels like a violation of a safe space.
I don't even know if I should come back at this point when they do open, because I feel like they really need to, like, you know, investigate if there's anyone else in there with weapons in their locker or something. I had no idea. And I bring my kid here. There's a whole kids room. So, yeah, well, that's this world for you.
A little bit unnerving, because even though it's basketball, we all have to go to work or to school the next day and stuff like that. So I would never imagine anything like that happening.
Now, there were about 200 people inside and outside the gym after all of this happened, frantically trying to get to safety. Officers needed to clear a path for emergency crews. The man was taken to a local trauma center. At last word, he was in critical condition. We don't have a good description of the suspect for you. Hopefully, because it sounded like something in the basketball area, you would think that people would know who they're playing with. So it's possible they've got good leads from witnesses. We just don't have a suspect description to give you. Prince George's County Police say anyone who has information, please give them a call.
You want me to give you the description? I can give you the description. Possibly dreads. Definitely fit the description of a black man. Got into an argument on the court, went back and forth. Somebody got fouled too hard, started taking it too serious. Somebody went to the car, went to their locker, got their pistol, got emotional, and it went left from there. Listen, you don't see this on the golf court. You don't see this on cricket. You don't see when people playing tennis. This don't happen. Again, let me go back to the original story. When I did a tour inside of this health club, one of the things that they did, and they purposely did, is they would not put a basketball court. They put every racquetball, volleyball, you can do anything that you wanted to do, swimming. But one thing that you wasn't going to do is you were not under any circumstances going to be playing basketball inside of that health club. And what did it do? It eliminated all of the bad actors. Yep, sure did. Eliminated the bad actors. And then people was getting mad. Oh my God, I can't believe this almost seems like it's racism. No, it's keeping the patrons safe, because don't nobody want to be dealing with nobody that's walking up in there, wanting to hoop, and then next thing you know, everybody is getting all emotional about it. Ain't got time for it. That's the blueprint. Whenever I see a LA Fitness, I just keep on walking. Because I ain't got time for that. Everybody go up in there so that they can hoop and play basketball, especially in the wintertime. And it just go negative. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is your quick hits. All right, let me get to some more of these super chats. Again, make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Also, Tiege Hanley, 30% off your first order plus 20% off for life. Don't use any other Tiege pack. Make sure you're using a Tiege pack that we share with you over here on the Anton Daniels channel. First, I want to make sure that I acknowledge some more of these cash apps. John said, for the happy early birthday, bro, threw me 100 ball. I guess we got all of the chasers out here in these streets. Shout out to my dog, John. Dante P with the 15 ball says, happy birthday, big dog. Thanks for all that you do. I appreciate you. Let me make sure I acknowledge you right there. Yeah. I also want to acknowledge the people that super chat. Now, I definitely want to show y'all some love because I'm going to be reading super chats throughout the show. Charles Freeman says, happy birthday, Anton. You're an inspiration to so many. Thank you, and I appreciate you. Thank you, big dog. Thank you, my friend. Messi, my girl Messi. What up, Messi? Says, happy birthday, Time Dog. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for holding me accountable. Messi be homie. She be kicking my butt too. Moore's Thread Store says, happy birthday, King. I'm so glad I found your channel. You are sweet, kind, and you really do care about others. It's time to allow us to love on you. I want a coaching call soon. Shout out to Moore's Thread. If y'all need to get in touch with me, make sure y'all email me at antondaniels413@gmail.com. That's antondaniels413@gmail.com. Y'all can email me, and that's how I do my setups. Trap. What up, Trap? Says, we riding with you till the wheels fall off, my friend. Shout out to Trap. I can't wait to get down to Miami. Anton Data says, learn a lot and entertaining. I've been a chaser. Shout out to the chasers. Let me give a round of applause for the bag chasers. Big J all day says, we the chasers. Happy birthday, Time Dog. Appreciate you. New Boss says, happy birthday, Alawantani. Team Aries in the building. Shout out to you. Spaces. Shout out to Spaces. Says, Anton, I'm a grind the car. Happy birthday, OG. Thank you, Spaces. Africo Pop Fitness. Shout out to Africo Pop Fitness. Says, happy birthday, Anton. To my fellow April birthday brother. Mine was 4/4. Shout out to the Aries. The best people are born in April. Thank you for all that you do. Shout out to you, love. Devalian Sense says, happy birthday, brother in Christ. Shout out to you. Oh, my God. Look at Jay Johnson. Good morning, AD. Happy birthday, Patreon gang in the building. Shouts out to Town Business. Today, I'm going to book that one-on-one, and I'm hoping May is still open. Keep an eye out for that Zelle, and if it ain't Zelle, it will be Cash App. Today is the day to enjoy, gang. Shout out to my friends and everybody that's leveling up and winning in life. I appreciate you, bro. Kevin One says, happy birthday, bro. You absolutely helped me. Think about business. Much love from Corktown. Shout out to my Corktown brethren in the building. Preston Walker says they could be bag fumblers. No fumbling on a Friday. Ever. Seminole 2014 says, happy birthday, AD. Like everyone else said, you're a major blessing to the people. God has been using you in a major way, and he may continue to use you further. Advocate for righteousness, living, and bringing back a standard for the people. We got to do it. We doing the work. 64 ECG says, happy birthday, Anton. May you continue to be blessed and successful. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you for that. Antonio Watkins in the building says, happy birthday, big bro. Hashtag bag chasers for life. For life. Paj, thank you for another year of gut punches. My G, happy birthday. Shout out to Paj. Oh, my God. My dog, Miami-Dade County Clerk of the Courts says, happy birthday, my brother. Just wanted to drop you off a little something to put towards the new house robe. Y'all about to make me go and get my pink robe like Cameron? I just wanted to drop you off a little something to put towards the new house robe. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. I love you. You always been holding me down. You here faithfully every single day. I appreciate you for showing me love, Miami-Dade County Clerk of the Courts. My people over there in Dade County. J-Rock says, love, big dog. Been gone for a while, flipping auction cars, 25K and up. Happy birthday. Shout out to J-Rock, 24K. Daniel Felton says, happy birthday, Anton. Been a member since December, and I am learning every day from you. Be blessed and enjoy. Shout out to the Patreon members, the bag chasers. They killing that, John. Duchess Dub says, I truly appreciate your wisdom, Anton. Happy birthday. I am a proud bag chaser, and that was a truly beautiful birthday video tribute. Enjoy your special day. Shout out to Duchess. Anon Nonan says, happy birthday. I'm at work today, and I'm going to be in and out of the chat today, but good day. Shout out to the Chasers and Stock Club. If y'all not a part of the Bag Chasers and you're not a part of Stock Club, you're missing out. Black Beauty, what up, Black Beauty? Happy birthday to AD from the Anton Daniels from AntonDaniels.com. King Blizzum says, happy birthday, bro. We are grateful for you, and I'm grateful for you too, my friend. Tamara, a.k.a. says, blessings to you and your family. AD, happy birthday. Thank you, Tam. Tam, I love you. Trini Life says, when you read this, I'll probably be back at work. Bless, Earth Strong, and many more blessings to you, your wife, and Les. Stay strong. Shout out to you. Chris says, this is the lefties. They don't know how to keep anyone safe because they don't stand on sound principles. I agree with that. Always pulling out their pistols. Jay Johnson says, sir, happy birthday. AD, I hit that Cash App with a B-Day present for your gang. I know. I appreciate you, bro. Blessings to you. You, the OG on the block who always had good snacks. I emailed you back, by the way. Shout out to you, my friend. I appreciate you. Mike Razor in the building with 30 balls says, happy birthday, baby. Shout out to Mike Razor. My dog, my name is Corey, says, happy birthday to my digital big bro. Thanks for all the continued value you add into our lives. I got an Impala SS shirt coming your way. Thank you, Corey. If y'all want to send me anything, my address is in the description of the video. Thank you, Corey. David Williams says, would you recommend divesting of Rivian to take advantage of the tax benefit and then immediately repurchasing at a lower price point? Nope. Just sit there. Just sit in it. Just sit in it. And it's not even the end of the year, so I would just sit there. Scatman says, happy birthday, Unc. Thanks, big dog. I appreciate you, Scatman. Thank you to everybody that's showing me love and absolutely showering me with all of these blessings. Y'all checked me earlier this year when I was like, no. So thank y'all for holding me down. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are the greatest people on the face of this earth. But you know we got to get to that money, right? Y'all know we got to get to the money, right? Shout out to our streets. My girl R Streets with the 50 ball. Oh my God. 1 time for the birthday dude, 2 times for the birthday dude. Happy birthday. You are one of my favorites in the whole world. Thank you, R Streets. I appreciate you, my love. Thank you so much. Messi said, you are literally one of my favorite human beings. And I stay on people I love. Enjoy your B-Day and enjoy the face of God. This is love. Shout out to my girl, Messi. I love Messi. I love all of y'all. I love all of y'all. Absolutely the greatest group of people on the face of this earth. Thank y'all. All right, we got to get to the show, y'all. We got to get to the show. I'm going to continue to read super chats throughout the show, but let's get to it. So we got to go over to New York. So New York, my second favorite city to bring to the front of the congregation. New York, right behind Chicago. I don't think I got nothing for Chicago today, but we definitely going to talk about New York. New York had another migrant clash, and guess where they had it at? At a hotel. What kind of hotel? One that's set up for migrants to be able to stay at? Check this out.
Well, a major disturbance involving police and migrants at a hotel.
Hey. She kind of looked like a flatback, but I'm sure she's stacked. Okay, we like them petite. We like them petite with the blue on. New York, what y'all got going on over there? What y'all got going on over there? New York. What's happening in New York? What y'all got in the water with these chicks that's be on there? Huh? And then you got my man over here. He looking like Dilbert. Shout out to Dilbert. Okay, let me stay focused because I know Tia going to be on me. I know Messi going to be on me. Let me stay focused.
Hotel in Yonkers.
Yeah, cops claim one of the migrants tried to strike them, and the whole thing was caught on camera. Richard G. Kovas is live in Yonkers for us with more on what might have led up to this incident. Richard.
All of it caught on body cam, Chris and Bianca, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But first, we could tell you Yonkers police say they've been called here to the Ramada on Tuckahoe Road in Yonkers more than 130 times since last year. 911 calls made regarding incidents with migrants reportedly being unruly. This week, one of those 911 calls ended in an arrest.
I think the police over here was a guy over here unruly. He's getting very violent with everybody.
That was part of the 911 call released by Yonkers Police. Body cam video shows officers pulling up to the Ramada's front entrance. Once they go inside, they handcuff 35-year-old Arnell Kent. You can see them struggling to get him out of the hotel lobby. The arrest then spills out into the parking lot where another woman can be seen trying to block police from putting Kent into the back of the patrol car. Police say they waited for things to calm down before attempting to arrest the woman, who they identify as 24-year-old Yanylet Hernandez. Police say Hernandez attempted to strike several officers after they arrested her for obstructing the arrest of Kent. You could see multiple officers tackling her to the ground in the struggle. Police say one officer injured his knee and wrist and had to be placed off duty. Now, while we were here today at the Ramada, we spoke to Arnell Kent, who happened to be sitting in a car across the street from the Ramada. Kent says he came here from Venezuela in the fall, claiming he was and has been a target of hotel staff for months, and that he's not the only one. He claims the hotel staff mistreats him and other migrants.
Ellos lo que hacen es agredirnos verbal, psicológicamente, morbosean a nuestras esposas con sus miradas, a veces se le insinúan a nuestras esposas.
Not you feeling entitled, and you're not even supposed to be here. Wait a minute. You got on the NWA starter kit. Yeah, Ice Cube, Eazy-E, MC Ren, Yella, Dr. Dre. The NWA starter kit. Yeah, you got on that Oakland, the starter kit, right? Thugging it out. You're not even supposed to be here. You getting free room and board. Free room and board. Healthcare. Food, education, and you waiting to be over here, and you being disrespectful. Shout out to my girl Island Girl Q. I'm about to read that super chat shortly. Wait a minute, you ain't supposed to be here. You getting free room and board. You hanging up in Yonkers, and you up here getting disrespectful. Y'all didn't hear it in the beginning of this whole live stream when it said, of this particular video, when it said that they have been called over 130 times. Over 130 times to this particular location. You fresh off the boat. We don't even know what you're saying. Tell us again what they doing to you inside of the hotel. Tell us. Because listen, this is the same blueprint that I see from the Blackity Blacks.
Treats him and other migrants.
Ellos lo que hacen es agredirnos.
Nah. But Pele, Angramino, Gascarele, we don't even know what that means. You don't even know hablo inglés? You from Venezuela? Anglo-Gele? Hablo Rico? Puerto Rico? Hablo Inge? Caserico. What did I just say? Somebody in the chat that speak what that is, you tell me what I just said and tell me if that actually makes sense. Oscarele. And then they're going to let him talk on a live stream like we understand what he was saying.
Psicológicamente, morbosean a nuestras.
Listen, let me tell you something, big dog. The reason why this is happening and the reason why this is so out of control, this is why they won't give me my $30 million. This is why they won't give me my $30 million, because they said, Anton, if we put you on national TV, they said, Anton, if we put you on national TV, you're going to be being offensive. I said, offensive to who? To the migrants? Acting like you know Eculere. What is this? What do they speak? Do they speak Venezuelan? Is Venezuelan a language? Or do they speak Spanish? Oscoele, Alamomico, Paserique. You're not even supposed to be here. Listen, how are we going to offend somebody that's illegal? How you going to offend somebody that's illegal? That's like making sure you give good service to somebody that don't plan on paying. You know what I'm saying? It's an oxymoron. That's like making sure you give good service to a person that does not plan on even paying their bill. If we knew that they wasn't planning on paying their bill, would you still be giving them good service? Hell no. You would be getting them up out of the building. You would be throwing them out on their head. Get on out of here. Doosh. Call the police. You would have the police waiting for them. You wouldn't even let them order. But see, this is what we do inside of the United States of America. We let them come in, we let them order, and then they require us to give them good service with our tax dollars. And then you got police going over there, servicing this place over 130 times. They taking up resources, they taking up police services that is supposed to be out on the beat, making sure that they keep everybody safe. You're paying for your tax dollars, legislators, and all of this stuff in order for them to bring them inside of the country. And then at the same time, they causing a disturbance. Now, he was supposed to be arrested. Why is he sitting here talking to the camera? Why is he not arrested? Let me bump into a police officer. Cuffed up. Got to get a good lawyer. I got to spend $10,000, $15,000 just to make sure that the whole thing go away. Got a lawyer on retainer just to make sure that everything is good. He get arrested. He right back talking in Spanish like we know what he talking about. Asuele. We don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear nothing about it, big dog.
So they abuse us. They invade.
And then they played it for us like we knew what he was talking about. What is he saying? They didn't even give us a translator. They didn't even give us a translator. They just let him talk to us like we knew what he was going to be saying, like Spanish is our first language.
Privacy, and they take our money, our belongings without our permission. That is what Arnell says. He says it's a violation of his rights and the other migrants who've been staying here. Now, according to police, New York City Department of Homeless Services placed 250 adults and children inside the Ramada last spring. They have been staying here. The contract was set to expire in February. It has since been extended. Mayor Mike Spano, the Yonkers mayor, is expected to comment on this within the next hour.
This is crazy, man. We are living a real life movie. A real life movie.
Wild footage shows an unruly mob of migrants scuffling with New York City cops at a hotel shelter north of Manhattan.
This as more than 40,000 Chinese nationals have been apprehended since our fiscal year began in October.
Who else is worried about this? Todd Pyro has the details. Todd.
Unreal, guys. Good morning to all four of you. Newly released body cam footage showing a group of rowdy migrants in Yonkers scuffling with police officers. Cops called to the hotel on Tuesday after workers said there was an out-of-control guest.
Yep, that's him. That's him. They arrested him and then released him, and then he back out and he having a conversation right on after that.
While officers were arresting the suspect, 35-year-old Arnold Kent and others confronted them. While they tried to leave, they say a 24-year-old suspect then pushed the officers and blocked the door to the cop car. She reportedly fought the cops while they cuffed her. She is being charged with second-degree assault.
She was throwing bows. Throw them bows. See, where I'm from in Detroit, you fight a cop, they fight you back. Yo, I seen a mailman square up with a dude before. Back when we was coming up, I seen a mailman squared up with a dude. Where I'm from, you fight a cop, they gonna pull out that baton, that Louis baton, and they gonna beat your you know what?
Assault, obstruction of governmental administration, and resisting arrest. Kent was released without bail and is charged with menacing, disorderly conduct, and obstructing governmental administration. Meantime, new CBP data shows that there have been more than 46,000 Chinese nationals since the start of the fiscal 2023 fiscal year. Sources telling Fox News that a large majority of them are released into the U.S. and have not been deported or removed. Back over to you.
All right, Todd.
Thanks, Todd. I mean, this is unbelievable. This is probably the third incident that we've reported in the New York City area of migrants illegally in the country that were giving, what was it, Brian, $1,200 in credit cards, little debit cards to
free
eat.
Shelter.
Free shelter.
Yeah, $350
taking over the shelter that was for the seniors in Harlem, and now they're assaulting the cops. And by the way, it wasn't just the assault of the cops, it's the fact that all the other migrants start to crowd the cops and get involved. All of them should be arrested as well.
They all got to be.
It's over. It's over. New York is over. United States of America is over. Migrants is taking over. Squatters is taking over. Everybody is taking over. It's all over. You can forget it. Let me read some of these super chats. Oh, man. Look at Tazi. Look at Tazi out here. I heard it's a B-Day, big dog. Happy B-Day, friends. Shout out to Todd. Call me Tazi in the building. It's on top of my game. I'm coming in through the ceiling. Shout out to Tazi. I appreciate you, bro. It does not go unnoticed. Man, y'all just showing me love so much. I don't know what I would do without y'all. I love y'all. I genuinely love y'all. Tam Renee. Shout out to Tam Renee. Oh, my God. Said happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. Tam Renee out here showing love, singing to your boy. I appreciate you, Tam Renee. Thank you, my love. Ryan Isaac in the building says, happy birthday, Anton. Nothing but love for you and the family. Shout out to Ryan Isaac. Jewel Alchemy Soap says, yo, fam, happy birthday, Anton. Blessings to you and the fam. Hope you have a fabulous day. You, sir, are a gift that keeps on giving. Also sent you a package a while ago. Just wanted to make sure that you received it. Thank you, big dog. I appreciate it. It does not go unnoticed. Happy birthday to my unofficial mentor. No, official mentor. Just remove the unofficial. Just put official mentor. You do great things for people, and us bag chasers definitely need to contact you. AD #blessed. Shout out to Crown. I appreciate you. Sam the God is in the building. Says, happy birthday, Anton. Sent you a gift via email. Thank you for everything that you do for us. Thank you, big dog. I appreciate you, Sam the God. Sama the God. Oh, my gosh. It's one of my favorite people in it. The realest people ever. We came together under weird circumstances. Let's just put it like that. But she is definitely family, and she can do no wrong in my eyes. No wrong. Q been rocking with me for a long time. We done got a lot of money together. We done hung out together. We done flew here together. We done did things. Q is my homegirl. This is my girl. This is my baby. This is my heart. This is my little sister. Says, happy birthday, Anton. I'm so glad you and Rita, to have you and Rita as friends. Wish you many more healthy years to come. Keep grinding, building, keep being you. I wish you more success in life. It's harder to gift a millionaire, but I'm truly glad that you ain't got to gift. Listen, just having you in my life has been a blessing. Shows keep getting better. I see talent in Q that other people didn't. This is my heart. Shout out to my baby sister, my little sister. Can do no wrong in my eyes. Zero wrong in my eyes. I will defend you to the end of the earth. Has been so real and so loyal in my face, in my heart, behind the scenes, have always held me down. This is my girl, man. This is my sister in real life, real talk. Bodega Chew says, happy born day, big dog. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Bodega. I appreciate you, bro. E. Sean Dixon says, how you hate on a nigga on his B-Day? Had me weak. Happy birthday. Keep being positive force in this world. Thank you, E. Sean Dixon. I appreciate you, big dog. Joey Maldonado says, yo, AD, when are you dropping the behind the scenes creator video discussing the song? That's the video I've been working on. That's the video I'm working on. I'm hoping to drop it this weekend. So I might take this afternoon, maybe tomorrow morning off. I'm definitely going to be streaming on After Hours either tonight or Saturday night, probably tomorrow night. I'll probably stream on After Hours tomorrow night. On Patreon, looking to learn from you, big dog. One love from the DMV. So I'm going to drop that within the next 3 days. It'll be within the next 3 days. Ken J says, hear about the known terrorist they released into the country, Mohammed Karwin. He's on a terror watch list. I have not. Send it to me in my email. Gardner in the War says, happy 42nd birthday, Anton. Much love from the ATL. Shouted. Tech Coach Ralph. You have built a real community. Thank you for the authenticity, the bag chasers, the work ethic, the value of your time formula, and the consistency. I'm able to send this super chat thanks to your blueprint. Shout out to the chasers, man. If y'all not a part of the chasers, if y'all not a part of what it is that we doing and building this community, this great community that's going in the direction that you should be going in, that link is in the description. Thank you to Tech Coach Ralph. Tech Coach Ralph has been an incredible blessing, especially over in the Discord. The link to the Discord is in the description of any of the most recent videos inside of the Patreon. Thank you to my guy. I appreciate you, big dog. It does not go unnoticed. Every single last one of y'all, you guys are appreciated. Thank you even for a like. Somebody says, Anton, yeah, Anton, take off. Nope. Nope. Anton, take some time off for your birthday. Nope. Nope. You know why? Because now I'm removing the excuses from y'all. I don't want no excuses. Zero. Zilch. Nada. We don't miss under any circumstances. We don't miss under any circumstances. You know how tortured I would be if I went and took off and I would think that the whole world, listen, in my eyes, to me, I believe that the whole world is crumbling if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. Oh my God, what's going on over there? What would people do if I wasn't out here taking care of business? No excuses. Zero excuses. We do not miss under any circumstances. Nada. Zilch. Nothing. You have not seen me miss a show. You have not seen me miss pouring into y'all. You have not seen me do anything except for continue to be an example of what I would want y'all to be. So nobody has excuses and say, well, you did it. You're not. No, we doing it. We over-deliver, we under-promise, and we over-deliver. So I don't want to hear nothing from y'all. I'm going to continue to read the super chats throughout the show. Let's continue. All right. So we're going to pivot for a moment, and we're going to move over from the migrants to the squatters before we get to the money. Migrants to the squatters before we get to the money. All right? This is weird. Now, we know that Florida has recently passed some laws that basically addresses squatters. Now, I'm not sure when those laws go into effect. I'm not sure when those laws go into effect. But the one thing that I do know, and two things is for certain, is that this is truly getting out of control. And we didn't even know the magnitude, the scope by which people are out here taking advantage of the system. Now, me and you, we go to work, we pay our bills, we take care of things, we do it legally, we pay our taxes, we employ our people, we put money into people's mouths, we pay our tithes and offerings. I pay mine to the streets, to my people. And you know what we get? Nothing. Good job. Keep doing it so we can get this over to the migrants. We're going to send some more money over to Ukraine. Don't worry about it. We can send an extra $60 billion for the Israel war. You know what? They got a lot of stuff going on over there in Taiwan. We're going to send some money over to Taiwan. Pat on the back. You know what they tell us? The more money that we make, the more money that we put into the government's coffers, you know what they tell us? Yeah, we're going to raise taxes on you again. Yeah, eat the rich. When they don't even realize that they're really taking money out of your mouth. And this is what's happening down in Florida.
But right now at 10:30, a problem property in Holly Hill is now under the microscope after detectives arrested 6 suspected squatters. Almost all of them are facing drug charges tonight. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Luann Sorrell.
And I'm Hannah McKenzie. Work continues to get the remaining squatters out of the house and have the property condemned. Fox 35's Patrick Perez spoke with neighbors who are thankful something is finally being done.
Yeah, neighbors say this house has been a problem here for months. Junk and debris all over the property, drug deals in plain sight. City leaders are hopeful that'll all change soon.
Look at this foolishness. Thank y'all to everybody that's hit me on Cash App. I'm going to read the Cash Apps in the Super Chat shortly. I have not forgot about y'all. Look at this. Look at this. This ain't, listen, this is not squatters. This is a drug den. This is a homelessness camp. This is a migrant shelter. This is beyond squatting. This is people taking a, man, you can only imagine what it smelled like. We used to call that the trap. We used to call that the drug den, back where I'm from. Now they listen, this is a diversity, equity, and inclusion society that we live in today, so people have to be politically correct. No, they're not selling drugs. They're legally squatting. No. They're not destroying the community. They're not jumping on cars. They're not killing people. These are large gatherings. Yeah. Oh, no. That's not homelessness. That's van life. Even if somebody's still their home on its 4 wheels, that's van life. No, they're not defecating and taking a dump in the bushes that you just trimmed. They're just emptying their bowels. No, that's not homelessness. That's being called unhoused. It's not proper to call it homelessness anymore. It's called unhoused. No, he did not shoot him outside of the LA Fitness. He was unalived. This is the society, honestly, this is the society that we live in today, that they're suspected squatters, not trespassing, not breaking and entering, not going into a property that's not yours, not taking over and destroying a community, not robbing the taxpayers and taking advantage of everything that we got going on. This is suspected squatting, not even squatting, suspected squat. You're in a place that you're not supposed to be in, and you're there illegally, and it's called suspected squatting.
A welcome sight at a problem property in Holly Hill.
The amount of fentanyl that was found on this property is absolutely reprehensible.
Detectives arrested 6 people Wednesday evening during a drug bust at what's supposed to be a...
Look at this. Look at this. This is the usual suspects. This is the usual. This is only a fraction of them, okay? When you see this gang of bandits together, you know that this ain't nothing but the devil's work. Because this is a true, if you want to see true diversity, equity, and inclusion, you don't have to advocate for it. All you got to do is go and see where they got the fentanyl at. Listen, black people, white people, Hispanics, Asians, young, old, chicks for the streets, rich people. There has never been a better version of diversity, equity, and inclusion unless you go into the dope house. No discrimination. Whenever you go and find fentanyl, you see diversity, equity, and inclusion in full swing. Nobody is discriminating against each other. Nobody is tripping. Nobody is worried about the color of your skin. They don't care about your gender. The only thing they care is, I got these cheeseburgers, man. I'm telling you. See, when we in the workplace, y'all got to go get the NAACP, Al Sharpton, and Ben Crump keep showing up. You ain't got to advocate for something that's natural. You ain't never got to advocate for something that's natural. When you want to see people come together, racism doesn't exist when fentanyl is in the building, when meth is in the building, when crack is in the building. Only thing they want to know is it my turn, man? And do you got these cheeseburgers? You don't even see sexuality anymore. They will do anything for them cheeseburgers. For them cheeseburgers, for that Fenty, no Rihanna, Fenty, no Rihanna. See that? Look at that. Black man, old man with tattoos on his head, young man. No discrimination in that household.
A vacant home along Flomich and Montgomery. At least a dozen people are suspected of living here illegally for months.
We will not stop until this issue is permanently resolved and this house is reclaimed for our community so that it is safe.
In handcuffs in the front yard. What was your reaction then, Mike?
Hot dog. Finally something's getting done.
Mike Moon is one of many neighbors thankful city leaders and law enforcement are taking action.
Look at all. They didn't even show the women. They just showed the guys. Look at all of the women there too.
One of many neighbors thankful city
Look at the women over there.
leaders and law enforcement are taking action.
Look at all the women over there. They was right there. You ain't see them? Let me show them to you again. Right there. You see the ladies in the front? It's a lot of them. Ladies, my Mercedes. I wonder what they was doing for that meth.
Action.
They're just debris and piles of bicycles and trash and just so many people going in and out. No electricity, no running water. It's been like 3 or 4 months that it's been really bad.
For several months, he and other Holly Hill residents have been complaining to the city about the vacant property being overrun by suspected squatters. But officials have been met with legal roadblocks.
The homeowner passed away. The person who the house went to passed away, so it's hard to determine. How do you determine trespass? How do you determine those things?
Last month, Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill into law giving property owners more rights to immediately remove squatters. But Mayor Chris Villa says the law as written would not apply here.
Unfortunately, in our case, it doesn't apply because there is no
Always a loophole.
Official owner on record because the person is deceased and none of the heirs are taking ownership of that property.
The mayor says there are plans in place to remove the people still living here illegally by next week. When that's done, some neighbors say they want the house bulldozed.
You're not going to rehab that house. There's no telling what's in there in the ceilings and the walls.
Demon.
Just bulldoze it down.
Because that new state law targeting squatters requires the involvement of a property owner, Mayor Villa says he plans to work with state lawmakers next session to close that loophole.
See that? We thought that they had completed the whole thing and they just had a whole new loophole. But that's not the only place. Here's another place over in Cape Coral where they squatting.
Yeah, I don't know what it's like inside there. I don't think that's a good situation for them. It's not a good situation for anyone.
Neighbors are fed up after they say squatters moved into an abandoned home in their northwest Cape Coral neighborhood. And neighbors say generators are running 24/7 and this home is in horrible condition.
Yeah, they say there's tarps flying around, broken windows. NBC2's Gina Tomlinson is live along Northwest 25th Avenue right now. So Gina, what are you learning about this house?
Kyla, Kelly, we know that the home is currently going through the foreclosure process, and police say that it had a vacant notice up in November. But if you look at the house now, that postage is gone. You can see the tarp and all the
Now we got to stop putting vacant notices on the house because now squatters is riding around and was like, I think I can live there for free.
Shingles on the roof, but it's not just the eyesore bothering neighbors.
At first, when I moved here, it looked abandoned. Nobody lived there, and then all of a sudden there was movement. There was people in there.
Busted screens, gutters in piles, and a tarp barely hanging onto the roof.
Just ruins the whole neighborhood.
Neighbors on Northwest 25th Avenue want to know why 3 people are camping out inside.
They got no plumbing, no electric.
We've heard voices, but it didn't become a problem until last week.
So where are they using the restroom if you don't even have plumbing? So you don't have running water, you don't have no plumbing, you don't have anything, but you out here just making it happen and making it work.
When they started running a generator, day and night.
So noisy, Keith Woods, who lives in the house behind it, called the cops.
I don't know what it's like inside there. I don't think that's a good situation for them. It's not a good situation for anyone.
We don't know who they are, what they're doing.
The city of Cape Coral says this home registered for foreclosure in October of 2023. But the property appraiser's website says someone named Lloyd Spears still owns the house. Patrick Vanderpool, who answered the door today, says that's his best friend.
We're definitely not squatting. The cops, like I said, the cops have been here several times. There's no issue.
No teeth, dirty, nasty, classic aviator glasses on, hat to the back, black t-shirt. Yeah. And he not even tripping. You know what's so funny? When you used to be doing crime or you was doing something that you were supposed to do, you used to be ashamed. They talk to the news. They'll set up a social media account, Squatter House _3715 in Florida, Cape Coral. And they just be chilling. Listen, do something. Do something. I dare you. Do something. We ain't squatting. That's my homeboy. That's my best friend. Who? I don't know, but he my homeboy, and that's my best friend. My best friend let us chill up in here.
Issues with us being here. He still owns the house. And obviously, if he didn't own the house and they came and told us to leave, we would absolutely leave the premises.
He says his friend can't keep the house because of his insurance company and the cost of repairs are too high. He says they're living without electricity to cut down on bills.
He is an Army vet. He was in the military for 10 years. I personally think there should be more help for vets and not even just everybody that had hurricane damage, and they kind of just left us stranded. So we're quiet. We don't do anything wrong. You know what I mean? We don't throw big parties or anything. We're not loud and obnoxious. Like, we just mind our own business.
Bringing down the neighborhood.
Vanderpool says that they're not fixing the roof because they're planning on leaving in June when the house goes up for sale. Police have answered a handful of calls at this address, but at this time, they say the people living inside are residents. I'm live in Northwest Cape Coral. Gina Tomlinson, NBC2.
And that's what y'all got to look forward to once y'all really start to get some money and you move into a certain neighborhood. Somebody else is just going to move in and they're going to be able to take advantage of and take care of whatever it is that y'all got going on out in these streets. Let me read some more of these super chats because I definitely want to acknowledge the people. First and foremost, let me give a shout out to Charles Pride. Charles Pride says, thank you for the inspiration and the motivation on Cash App. Thank you, Charles Pride. I appreciate you, big dog. Absolutely love you. I want to give a shout out to Molly. Molly, you so gorgeous and you have been so helpful in what it is that we got going over here in this movement, and you've been so loyal to what we have going on. Molly, let me give you a round of applause. Said happy birthday to a real one. Thank you, Molly. I also want to give another shout out to Charles Pride, says happy B-Day, much love. And then for Noah Johnson, shout out to you, big dog. I appreciate you for always making sure that you hold me down over here on Cash App. It is much appreciated. Let me read some of the super chats and then we're going to move over into something else in the show. Chris says, love from Texas, one of the better states. Yeah, I like what y'all got going on in Texas. Victor Williams says, happy birthday, Time Dog. Much love to the Chasers, and I appreciate you. Shout out to the Chasers. Appreciate y'all. A-Man01 says, AD, when your wife brings you a drink, you won't remember. So y'all talking about my Vegas video. Okay. JT Coinreed says, happy birthday, and thank you, JT. Appreciate you. Brandy, my pretty girl. Shout out to Brandy, says, from Atlanta to Detroit, happy birthday, Anton. Thank you for being you. Y'all file and pay y'all's taxes. Yes. JC Cuts in the building says, happy birthday, brother. Wish I could contribute a little more, But I'm on a Ramsey's baby steps, chasing the bag. Hey, listen, man. I appreciate anybody that showed me love that even hit a like for the algorithm. I really do appreciate you. So listen, I don't take it for granted. You are 100% my guy. Mark Rush in the building says, happy birthday, dude. Enjoy it and stay encouraged. Shout out to you, Mark Rush. My dog! Shout the show. Happy 42nd birthday, bro. Keep it clean. My dog, Jay Woodfin. Shout out to Jay Woodfin out here killing these streets. Legacy Builder says, happy birthday, AD. Thank you for all that you're doing. Blessings. Shout out to the Legacy Builders. I appreciate you. All right, y'all ready to continue on with the show? All right, let's get to it. So this story was a little bit more interesting because I believe it was in the Metro Detroit area where it started off. Missing twins. Missing twins found in a hotel room. It's a little bit more weird than you think. Check this out. I've been following this story, but I wanted to make sure that I got all of the information before I started having a conversation with you guys. Check this out, y'all.
At a hotel in Allen Park Monday morning.
Here, you too. Right
so,
here.
Allen Park, for those of you that don't know, is what we call Metro Detroit. It is a city surrounding the city, or not surrounding the city, but very close to the city of Detroit. But take a look.
At a hotel in Allen Park Monday morning.
Here, you two. Right here. Come here. We're talking. You go with him. You can go with the car. You go to the front desk.
Police officer body cam video.
I know who you guys are. I know who you guys are. Okay? And I know who's looking for you. Okay? Okay. And we're going to have to solve that tonight.
Identified as the 14-year-old twins missing from Detroit for more than a month. Runaways. Discovered alive and well in a hotel room at the Comfort Inn off I-94 near Oakwood.
What's going on? Why'd you run?
Don't worry about it. It's none of your business.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
Police initially showed up at the hotel on a call.
Did you just say none of my business? You little funky thing? You little 14-year-old hussy? 14 years old. Did you just say none of my business to a grown person that's just tried to help you? You've been missing. Both of y'all, 14 years old. Now you in a hotel room with some unidentified man. Did you just say none of your business? See, where I'm from, that would have went a little different. That would have went, let me tell you how that would have went where I'm from. Give me a second. I just want to make sure we all on the same page. I want y'all to be confused. Yeah. Yeah. I know, y'all already know what's about to happen. You know what's about to happen. Y'all not new to what we do over here on the Millionaire Morning Show. Where I'm from, none of my what? What'd you say? None of my what? Say it again. It's none of my what? Oh, you one of the smart ones. So which one of y'all are the ones that's the spokesman for these 14-year-olds? Don't worry about it. We gonna figure it out. We gonna put your hands on that wall. Put your hands on that wall and don't you take a seat. We can fix this. We can fix this. Yeah, some good leather, some good cowhide. We can fix this. We can, okay, so we prayed that y'all would be found alive. Y'all alive now? Okay, so now we're going to have a conversation. Why did you run? None of my, you a smart one. You got the pop mouth.
All right, that's fine.
Police initially showed up at the hotel on a
Don't worry about it. It's none of your business.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
Police initially showed up at the hotel on a call of a stolen debit card being used to pay for the room the girls just happened to be in. The stolen card number belonged to a teenager from Nebraska who got an alert text from her bank. She immediately told her mother, who then called the hotel and the Allen Park police.
I didn't know that it was bigger than what it is until yesterday, and it was quite the shock.
See something, say something. The only reason that they found these twins is because they used a stolen credit card because they ain't had no more money. And then what happened was they wound up alerting the bank, and then they wind up having a call and find out exactly where it was from, and it wound up leading to this, and then it uncovered the whole thing that everybody had been searching.
To say the least.
Another bizarre twist, one of the officers on the scene just happened to recognize the missing twins because he had dealt with them before.
If runaways don't want to go home, like, what would they do about it? Yeah, what would they be able to do about it? Put us in foster care, or?
You'd have to go home first and then get all that figured out.
The girls telling police they didn't know the man they were with, that he just got them.
So wait a minute, it's two guys, two grown men, because now I'm curious. I haven't watched this video. I'm watching it for the first time. I'm reacting to it just like you guys are. They over there talking to the police officer saying, what would happen? Do I have to go to foster care? So apparently these chicks didn't want to be found, okay? Then when they look at the body cams, they coming out of a hotel room with two guys.
The girls telling police they didn't know the man they were with, that he just got them the room so they had somewhere to stay. As far as the stolen credit card number goes,
he's telling me now that his brother sent him that card number and he didn't know that it was a stolen number.
Marcus Peoples charged with fraud, using a stolen credit card, and harboring missing juveniles.
If you see something, say something, because if we wouldn't have checked on our credit cards right then and there, and if I would have just waited until the next day, it would have been maybe too late. I don't know. You just never know.
In Allen Park, Camila Mary Fox.
I want to know what the hell is happening out here in these streets. So you mean to tell me I'm Boo-Boo the Fool? So I'm just supposed to believe that these grown-ass men just so happen to want to be good Samaritans, just so happen to be in a hotel room 2x2, hanging out with some twins, wanted to help out and get them the place to stay, when use a stolen credit card in order to do so, and they just so happen to stumble upon these people. Where they meet them from, where they come from. I want to know everything. I want to know everything. See, listen, you can't just leave me on a cliffhanger and say that that's the end of the conversation. But I did find another video, and apparently this was the father speaking about his daughters, his twin daughters. This is the father, apparently. Again, let me preface this conversation by saying that I don't know at all what's about to happen in this video. I have not seen it, so I'm watching it for the first time just like you guys.
After a month of sleepless nights, the father of runaway twins is breathing a sigh of relief tonight now that they're back home. We first showed you the body cam video last night at 6. Allen Park police found the 14-year-old girls at a hotel with a man who allegedly used a stolen debit card. The owner of that card in Omaha, Nebraska, received a text about the charge and sparked the investigation that led to the twins' return. Tonight, their father is sharing his message to the strangers who saved the day. 7 Action News reporter Kimberly Craig.
Talk about a parent's agony. These girls were missing from their home here in Detroit for a month. Their father now so thankful to the strangers all the way in Nebraska who helped bring them home.
I really appreciate them.
George Ogden watching the story my colleague Faraz Javed did Wednesday with Megan McQuain and her daughter Abigail, two complete strangers living all the way in Nebraska who helped police locate his missing 14-year-old twin daughters. What would you say to those women, that mother and daughter in Nebraska?
Y'all angels, pure angels. And it's not a lot of people that think as fast as they did.
Late Sunday night, Abigail received a text from her bank that her debit card had been used here in Michigan at this motel in Allen Park. Within minutes, Allen Park police arrived thinking they were just zeroing in on a man involved in a stolen debit card caper. But then Officer James Vandera quickly realized it was so much more when he recognized the runaway twins who had been missing for a month.
I know who you guys are, and I know who's looking for you. Okay? And we're going to have to solve that tonight.
I really appreciate the family for their quick thinking and actions. And also for Allen Park Police. Everybody was quick on their feet. And we need more of this these days.
It just turned out to be so much more than I thought. I thought it was just my debit card.
Who knows where they would have been? I mean, as a parent, I'd be sick. I don't even know what I would do.
George Ogden believes the man arrested at the motel for allegedly harboring runaway juveniles and credit card fraud had to know his girls were missing.
You can look at my kids and tell that they're 14 little girls. And he knew that, and I feel like he should be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. I'm just thankful. I got my kids back. They safe. I know where they are. They're not out here in the streets in harm's way.
How are the girls doing now?
One day at a time, what I can say right now. And I'm sure they're going to pull it through. We all going to pull it through as a family and just take it slow.
Is that it? So just chill, slow motion, no big deal. I'm going to just kick it on the news. That's it? Like, oh, man, he knew that they was 14 or whatever, man. I'm moving through hell and high water to go and find my daughters. And everybody getting a whooping when they get home. We all going to jail at the end of the day. He going to jail, I'm going to jail. They gonna be some, I don't know what's going on. Everybody getting a whooping in their face. Everybody going to jail. What the? So wait a minute, you just chill? Big homie, that's it? You know what? We gonna figure it out as a family. Not that big of a deal. Man, they was over there getting pimped out. They was over there getting pimped. Come on, man. You got grown men with braids to the back in the hotel room with 14-year-old girls. Grown men is in the fuck, man. I don't think this is it. I mean, why? He can't hold them. Listen, bro. I hate to say it, honestly, but it seems like and it sounds like this is going to be a long conversation. We might see these two little girls on social media if they don't get some act right real quick. This is why you got to put it in them young so that they have values. Listen, my daughter is 16. And she ain't never talked to me like that. Nor my daughter is texting me right now. Oh my God, Dad, I love you so much. Oh my God, Dad, I love you so much. Thank you, Dad, for doing everything that you can do me. Oh my God, I love you. You guys are the best parents ever. And they just over there like, okay, you begging, I say nothing to me. Man, my daughter will be like, oops, you can't come over my house. My parents ain't having that. Man, it's just a weird time. It's a weird generation. It's a weird time. Weird time to be alive. Just observing this. Everybody's chill. Nobody is making a big deal about it. It's just an interesting time to be alive. Shout out to my girl sister. Says said, happy birthday, Mr. AD, and many more. You my sister, big. I love you, baby girl. Thank you for always holding me down and rocking out with me. E-Man Strong Arm says, happy birthday, big dog. Been rocking with you since you have been making the girls' husbands crash out on the live on the show. And when you call out earthy girls with no shoes and black soap, black soap. Keep rocking. Love all your shows now. Thank you, my friend, and thank you for always rolling out with me. Appreciate you. Thank you to E-Man Strong. Great Way says, let's say for the sake of conversation, AD voice. Let's say for the sake of conversation, he got the room for them. Why the hell are you still with them? Well, we know why he's still with them. We know why he's still with them. We know why he there. Bag for Bag in the building says, happy birthday, Anton. A little token of appreciation for the value that you add. This act is normal high school girls run away regularly, and they are always in crack motels busting it down for grown men. Crazy, bro. This ain't even nothing abnormal, to be honest with you. Dak Man 2018 says, happy birthday, Norbert Blu-ray on me. Thank you for the Norbert Blu-ray. You see how Mad Libs are all at all of those black Chick-fil-A workers for laughing with and taking pics with President Trump. I didn't see that. You got to send that to me. Miss Jennifer in the building says, happy birthday, Tom Dog. Wishing you and your family the best. I will be sending you some artwork soon. Thank you. I love art. Thank you for all the content and inspiring me to be the best version of myself. Hashtag back. Shout out to the Chasers. Chase Barnes in the building again says, the rod of correction is a powerful tool. That's a fact. Prince L.E.N. is in the building, says, blessings and happy birthday, Mr. Daniels. Enjoy your day and don't forget to send a prayer to your pops. And also wish your mom and dad happy birthday. Remember, it's just as much as their day is yours. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for looking out for your boy. Pretty Boy says, happy birthday. Shout out to Pretty Boy 79. My dog, Kojak, says, happy B-Day again. Check your email for my original super chat. Okay, bet. I got you, Kojak. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for holding me down, bro. All right, y'all. We got some more work to do. This not the end of the show. You know we don't miss. We got to get to the money. Inflation, cost of living rising, rent, groceries, gas, strawberries, bananas, meat, potatoes, hoes. They all saying that they worth more than they really are. The potatoes and the hoes. You can't even get no good box for $40 no more. Everybody's got inflation. I was looking at a video today that people had sent me inside of my email to review, and the girl was telling other girls on TikTok that some guy had came in her life and she met him at the bar, and now all of a sudden he's whisking her off her feet. Now this chick, in my opinion, was what we would call a former sex worker, meaning that she was out here giving away the box for food. And now she's saying that the price of the brick is going up because some simp found her inside of a hotel bar and decided that he wanted to make her the love of his life, and now he out here paying for the box. And so now you got all of these women inflating the price of the brick. It's not just what Biden is saying. They said that they all getting raises. If the McDonald's workers can make $20 an hour, how come she can't make more money? She said, I'm shaking it for a real one. Inflation is upon us. I thought that we had solved for this. I thought that the Fed's raising rates was also going to lower the price of the brick across the board. We were resetting our standards and we were putting things back in perspective. But no, that's not what's happening. What's happening out in these streets is fast food, rent, everything is going up and people are complaining.
Consumers are getting a little salty about those fast food meals.
Since when is drive-through like a minimum of $30 for two people to eat?
New inflation data this week confirms that prices at fast food restaurants are on the rise. And consumers, well, they've taken note.
It's getting out of hand out here, bro. I'm gonna have to just start eating ramen noodles like college again.
So why the price increases? In addition to pricier ingredients, labor costs have also been on the rise.
The prices are increasing at a rate that we haven't seen really in modern restaurant industry.
So much so that McDonald's has said it's noticing lower income consumers turning away from Big Macs and opting to cook at home. With food prices at fast food restaurants 5% higher than this time last year, consumers are turning to groceries where prices have risen at a slower 1.2%. In Orlando, Brooke Benson used to be a super fan of Panera Bread. For 12 years, she used to go 3 to 4 times a week. An outpost near her house showed prices at almost $9 for a bowl for the same soup that cost her about $7 3 years ago.
If I'm going to spend that $8, $9, I'd rather get like a sandwich or something that for my family and versus just me getting a bowl of soup.
Panera did not respond to requests for comment. Fast food companies operating on a franchise model insist that prices are up to their franchisees to set, which explains why prices may vary by location.
The franchisor looks at this consumer backlash and is concerned about what this means for their customer base and revenues. And I can tell you, restaurant sales in the back half of last year definitely slowed down for sure.
But consumer backlash may push companies to back off of attempts to pass on costs to consumers, following the social media uproar sparked by Wendy's plans for dynamic pricing.
And $40 more at 3 a.m.
That's crazy, bro. It's so insane that now we've gotten to the point to where you got different restaurants wanting to adjust their pricing like they Uber and Lyft. Surge pricing. You just got out of the club, you drunk, you want a little junior bacon cheeseburger, we're going to have dynamic pricing, and it's actually going to raise the price of the brick. The price of a burger based off of the time that you're buying it. That's insane. That is absolutely crazy. I would have never thought a day in my life that we would get to the point to where they're considering dynamic pricing depending on the time that you actually buy your food. Jesus Christ.
We know you want it.
Wendy's later clarifying it would not use surge pricing like rideshare apps, which increase prices during high demand times. Companies like Chili's are trying to advertise meal deals for under $11, taking direct aim at competitors as consumers look for savings.
So, Brian, I mean, when it comes to these price hikes that so many folks are seeing at so many different fast food restaurants, are there any particular menu items that we should be on the lookout for?
Yeah, and McDonald's insists that for franchisees, they're the ones that set the pricing, but they say that their apps, no matter where you go, can oftentimes offer coupons or other types of deals. Also look at meal deals if you're buying for the whole family. And then lastly, of course, you can turn to any sort of coupons online, maybe try to plan ahead of time to see if you can get some deals at the
Check this out. So in addition to fast food, they're saying that inflation across the board, meaning that the cost of you being able to live your everyday life has gone up and the value of the dollar continues to go down. And this is right before election time. This is not the news that Biden want to give y'all.
It comes as no surprise to anyone paying for food, rent, or gasoline that prices are higher. With March inflation higher than predicted, there are new doubts on the Fed's goals to lower interest rates.
It is a hot print and it is sticky. There's no indication that these rates are going substantially lower anytime soon.
That means buyers will continue to pay higher interest on things like home and car loans.
So what's causing it? It's simply the government spending too much money because the government also controls our currency. And that's a deadly combination.
So in addition to the higher prices that comes with you doing the everyday things that you do, we also have the value of the dollar going lower because we continue to print more money and then we're spending on things that actually is not helping the economy or helping the American people. What, you say? How about a migrant crisis? How about another war, Ukraine? How about Israel? How about Taiwan? How about Dayton, Illinois? How about Chicago? How about New York? How about surge pricing and gig workers making $20 an hour? How about what's going on over in California where the minimum wage worker is now making $20+ an hour and that's going to continue to go up over a period of time? How about the national debt and the ceiling continuing to go up, which means that your loan costs, because the Fed is trying to do something that the federal government can't do themselves. And so the Fed continues to raise rates in order to inflict pain on you to try to keep inflation in control. And so now when you guys go out, because the home prices is already too high, mortgages is too high, the rent is too high, and now people are they don't even have as much incentive to compete against institutional investors, which institutional investors, large companies are buying up the majority of property and then renting it back to you guys. And so now it's actually cheaper to rent than you being incentivized to go and buy your own home because the interest rates is too high And then you won't even be getting any equity in your property unless the property itself appreciate, because you're not actually paying on the principal, because all of your payments is going to the interest the first 10 to 15 years of you owning the mortgage. And so across the board, and I've been saying this since the beginning of time, it's 4 things that people are looking for and they're trying to solve for financially and then personally in order for them to be able to live their life as an American, in order for you to be able to acquire the American dream. Look. I don't even know how y'all doing it. I genuinely don't know how regular people, regular everyday people that go to work every day can survive while also living a fruitful life on their own with no help whatsoever. I don't get it. Yo, listen, I see all of the seats at the concert sold out. I be seeing people taking all of these crazy trips and they be spending all of this money and y'all keep flying back and forth to this foreign country and Dubai and stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, well, wait a minute. I'm investing vigorously. I'm continuously putting money into my 401k. I'm continuing to invest in real estate and building businesses, and I make a crazy amount of money. I have a phenomenal job and I have 8 sources of income coming in. And I still operate off of a budget. And so if I'm operating off of a budget and I'm paying attention to what's going on out here in these streets, how is everybody else just out here just having a good time and just getting it? Honestly, I have not figured out the life hack yet. I have not figured out the life hack yet. Everybody just out here getting it. They running it up. They getting to the bag. Now y'all don't even go to Louis Vuitton anymore. Y'all go to Hermes and Chanel. I said, when y'all start graduating from Temu? I thought y'all was still on Temu. I thought y'all was still getting y'all bags from China, fake bags. They said, no, man. And listen, I went to Somerset, which is like the best mall here in Michigan. And I seen a line outside of the Louis Vuitton store. I said, where all of these people getting all of this money? I thought we was in an inflationary recession. Who getting this type of money? I said, we all just winning. We all just running up a bag. Everybody, because when I look at the data, they said that it's more foreclosures, everybody losing their home, people getting kicked out for the rent moratorium, repos is on a rise. Can't nobody afford a car because the average car note is like $1,000 per car. I said, well, who's doing all of this shopping? And who doing all of this tricking? Women keep telling me that men is out here tricking and paying for their lifestyle. I said, I work my butt off every day. And I know what my bank account is crazy like. And I'm very, very mindful of how it is that we spending our money. We go over with a fine-tooth comb. Where is the money going and how is it going that way? Who are these people, Harpo, that's spending all of this money and running it up? How? People don't be having $13 to their name, but they be on a flight somewhere. Like, geez, Lord, are we doing something wrong over there? Crazy.
The typical American household spends $270 more per month on everyday goods than 1 year ago, and over $1,000 per month more from 3 years ago, before inflation shot up to over 9% in 2022.
The rising prices mean more Americans are using credit cards than ever before. The average household balance is about $11,000. All combined, our nationwide out.
I know I ain't crazy. Marisha, listen, I went to go look at a G-Wagon, the G63. Thank God I waited. I went and looked at a G63. They said, Anton, the demand is so high that we're going to have to tack on $50,000 extra on top of the purchase price for you to be able to get a G63. I said, I know you lying. Listen, I like exclusivity, but I know you lying. He said, but Anton, it's a vehicle above a certain amount of pounds, and you're able to write it off on your taxes. I said, I know you lying. Look. Got me once, you're not going to get me again. Who are these people that's paying $50,000 above asking to the dealer to get them a G-Wagon? I said, I know you lying.
Outstanding credit card debt is a staggering new high, $1.3 trillion.
Most troubling is that nearly half of users can't pay their monthly balance.
It means specifically that people are relying a lot on credit to get by month to month. And that is not a great long-term tactic.
That's because most annual percentage rates hover around 21%.
Credit card debt can...
Y'all carrying credit card debt month over month at an interest rate of 21%? I know you lying. Look, I have a zero balance every single month. Zero balance every single freaking month. No way, no how. I'm going to read y'all super chats from the ones that I missed too. No way, no how. Every single month, I have a zero balance every single month. How are these people just out here just winging it, flinging it, going and getting it, and that's the end of the conversation? It's weird to me. It's genuinely weird to me. I have no idea how these people, because even if you spend credit on you, you still got to make payments for it, and you're not even putting down the interest. You're not even putting down the interest.
Snowball very quickly because of the interest rates.
A recent survey found 1 in 4 Americans feel very stressed about their credit card debt.
You can get in over your head very quickly with credit cards.
Sometimes you can avoid the pitfalls.
You can get a credit card that has a 0% APR on it, and you can do a balance transfer.
Or ask for
crazy.
help.
Talk to your lenders or your credit card companies. Give them a call if you can't pay your bills on time. They want to work with you.
In some cases, companies will reduce the minimum payment, interest rate, and fees, as well as offer a structured payment plan. Lori Johnson, CBN News.
Let me tell you something, man. The 4 things that people are really paying attention to, not the things that you're getting distracted by. They're going to tell you to get distracted by the police shootings. They're going to tell you to get distracted by the abortion laws. They're going to try to play on your emotions in order to get you to vote a certain way. But let me tell you something. There's 4 things that people are paying attention to in their personal lives that's affecting their everyday struggles. First thing is homelessness. Ain't nobody trying to be living van life, and people are tired of trying to live in a tiny home. People need a place to stay, and it's costing them a lot for them to be able to survive. That's number 1. Number 2, migrant crisis. People are concerned about the fact that we continue to spend a whole lot of resources, and ain't none of them going to protecting the border, but it's going to give them hotel rooms. That's number 2. Number 3, people want to have love. They want a relationship. And that conversation is forever going to be a big conversation because people want to know the solution of what it takes in order to be successfully married. Real talk. And then regular inflation and cost of living. You want to go be able to do what you want to do, go where you want to go, get rid of the debt, buy some groceries, and then sleep well at night. Those are the 4 things. Don't get distracted. They absolutely, positively are distracting y'all with things that's not best for y'all in order to keep you under the thumb, lock, and key. Real talk. They're going to talk about all of these things. They're going to talk about, hey, man, I know you don't like that. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. Listen, bro. Listen. At the end of the day, I need to be able to pay my bills, and that's what it is. Shout out to Psychedelic Sense LLC for holding me down on Cash App. I appreciate you. Renee Anthony says, for Anton, happy birthday. Aries is the best. Joining soon. Shout out to Renee Anthony on Cash App. I appreciate you. Also, I Need Money said, happy birthday and hit me with that 33 ball. Thank you, my friend. Thank you to everybody that looked out for me on Cash App, Venmo, and all of that stuff. I appreciate y'all. Let me read some of these super chats. Jamal Fowler says, happy born day, my friend. Thank you, Jamal. You didn't have to, but you did, and so I appreciate you. Black Ink says, if my daughters go missing, I wouldn't eat, sleep, or live life until I know that they're safe. I would go to jail if I see my kids with those grown-ass men. Devastator says, all this fast food is bad for us anyway. Better start using HelloFresh. Man, they can't afford to even go say hello. Can't afford to say hello, let alone say hello fresh. Zach says everybody broke, but there's line everywhere. In every store. Azzy, shout out to Abby, Azzy says, I'm a happy birthday, OG. I'm at UCLA getting my cybersecurity cert. Let me give a round of applause for you. I'll be in Stock Club. Thanks for reaching out. Also, Sims, vote for Sims. God bless you. And the Passport Bros. Shout out to you, big dog. I appreciate you and continue to run it up, bro. Get that cert. Black Ink says, happy birthday, AD. You are truly the greatest, and I'm going to join the Bag Chasers soon. If y'all want to join the Patreon, the link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat for y'all to get into the Chasers. Let me see something. Just want to make sure I'm not missing nobody, man. Shout out to my dog Kojak too. I appreciate you, Kojak. Thank you, my dog, for looking out for me, big dog. Absolutely appreciate you. Kojak hit me with that big dog, says, happy early birthday, my guy. Hit me with that 777. I appreciate you, Kojak. Thank you, Kojak, man. I appreciate you. And thank you to Dylan KO also. Peace Shank, the Solution Trucking Channel. Everybody, thank y'all for always holding me down. I want to make sure I acknowledge everybody that hold me down on the platform. All right, we got one more thing that we want to go over before I let y'all go. And you know what I'm going to do today? You know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do today? A lot of people, let me take this off. A lot of people think that I'm about to go out and blow a bag. Nope. I've made up in my mind what I'm going to buy today. I'm going to buy some new jeans. Yep. Nope, I'm not going to go get no Amiris and all of that popular stuff. I'm going to get the regular old, same old, tried and true Levi's. Yeah. I am going to go and get some Levi's. I'm going to get some jeans today. That is my goal. My goal is to go out and get some jeans. In those jeans. Who sang that song? Genuine? Yep, I'm going to get me some Levi's. I think you can get 2 for 70, 35. If you get 2 pair at least, you get them for 35, or maybe it's 2 for 80. I don't know. Last time I went to the mall to go buy some jeans. I'm going to get me some jeans. I'm going to get me some Levi's. I have a $200 to $300 budget. I'm going to get at least 4 pair, and I'm going to get me some jeans, baby. Yes, I am. Some good old Levi's. Levi's, you need to send me a check. You need to send me a check. I'm going to get me some jeans today. That's it. Nothing else. Just jeans. All right, y'all. Let's get into the last part of the show. Bring the polo back out, Anton. You were a polo fanatic. If I seen something that I liked, I would get it. I don't really get stuff. You know what it is also? I like shopping at the city stores. So anything within the city of Detroit is the stores that I usually shop at. I don't step outside of the city. I roll with the city, and that's it. So so one of the reasons why I actually shop at Gucci, aside from the fact that they treat me really good and I got a really good relationship, is because it's a store actually in downtown Detroit, and so I like to support the stores that decided to invest in the city. And so that's what I roll with. And when I see something that I like, I just buy it. But I do like Levi's jeans. I'm not buying no other jeans except for Levi's. So, Latrell, shout out to you, says, happy birthday, broski. Appreciate you, and your dedication to family does not go unnoticed. Thank you, Latrell. I appreciate you, big dog. All right, let's get to it. Ain't nothing left but to do it. So, I wanted to end this on a financial note. And the question that I want y'all to end this on is how long you should stay at your job. How long you should stay at your job. So, this is crazy. Thought I already paid the plumbing invoice. Hold on, let me make a phone call real quick. Hey, you busy? I'm on the live stream.
Just making this journey to pick up this stuff for the house. What's going on?
I just got an invoice for plumbing, a plumbing invoice, from Robert, and it's for $11,177.
Okay.
Is that accurate?
I'm driving right now, and I got about another 15 minutes before I get to where I'm going. So I will have to look at it when I get there, because I have to go back and look at the total and how much we gave them already.
Okay. Do you know around about how much we've given them already?
I'm sorry, I don't.
Okay. Yeah, just find out, because that don't even seem accurate. And I'm wondering if they had already passed the inspection.
The inspector is supposed to come this week.
Yeah, but it's Friday.
He's supposed to come this week. I'm gonna go by there when I head back that way to see if we got the sticker, if he came by.
Yeah, because until they pass the inspection, I'm not about to send them no check.
Well, no. So once they quote us, then that's all that we have to pay. If they don't pass the inspection, whatever they have to do, they are responsible for that cost, not us.
Find out how much we've already sent, because I need to see what the original quote is, and we're going to go from there.
Yeah. So what you think about the video? I see you didn't call me back about
Well,
that.
I'm on the live stream. I'm going to talk to you right after I get done. I got one more segment that I need to go over.
All right, bye.
All right, bye. All right. $11,000, your toilet better white for you. No, y'all got to remember that we built. So I'm building whole houses, right? So the invoices that we get is for the entire plumbing from the very beginning all throughout it. And then what you do is you milestone it out. So as they continue to pass certain inspections or whatever, you release money from the original quote. And then you go from there. So the plumbing that we paying for is for the entire house build. It's not just for like something quick or nothing like that. It's for, they're literally plumbing it from the beginning all the way through the end, connecting it to the sewer lines and everything like that. So if y'all want to listen, if you want to do stuff right and you don't want to have your junk messed up or half done, and I don't do it jacklegs, I do it licensed plumbers that I have a good relationship with, that I know that they doing what they supposed to do, and we take care of business. We don't halfway do stuff. We don't do anything little. And so you got to also remember that even though you're putting all of this money into these properties and you're building them from scratch, this is my first time doing this, right? And so I'm about to finish up my first property. We've already broke ground on 2 more. And so we now educated and we have some more insight into what it is that we've been doing so that we can lean into that, into the next properties and the next builds. But also you got to remember with new builds, I'm not going to have no problems for literally years. And so what we'll be able to do is leverage the fact that we have a new property with no maintenance really. New properties with no maintenance, and then those properties will pay us forever while they continue to appreciate over time, and we don't have any financing. And so you pay the one-time thing, you're not paying interest over to the bank. All of the money comes 100% into you. We do things a little bit different over at the Chaser, so it's a little bit different. So, but yeah, man, pay people what they're worth. Pay people what they're worth. It's always worth it in the end. And you build good relationships, and then people want to continue to work for you because they know that you do good business. So pay people what they're worth. All right, so let's continue, y'all. How do you know when it's time to leave a job? How do you know when it's time to leave your job? I have a theory that I believe, and I'm going to tell you what that is, but I want to play this video for y'all that was released on CNBC, and then we're going to leapfrog off of that in order to have a conversation.
95% of American workers said they plan to look for a new job in 2024. Money's a big part of this. 45% of American workers say they need a higher income.
Job switchers increase their salary more quickly on average than those who stay put. In February 2024, people who stayed at their job for more than 3 months increased their salary by 5.1% year.
Look at this graph really quickly, y'all. So if you look after the 2000s, you can see it start to go like this. It literally do like this. And it nosedives in 2008 to 2010. That was some tough times. That was rough times. Oh my God. Rough. People in 2000, between 2008 and 2012, people were just trying to stay. They was just trying to hold on. They was trying to hold on to a job. You didn't even see people trying to level up, trying to get a better job. They wasn't necessarily trying to get raises or promotions. People were trying to literally just hold on and be able to get in there. Keep their foot in the door. Hopefully they can hold on to their property. People was upside down in their mortgages and stuff like that. It was crazy.
Over year.
People was happy to just have a job.
Those who
Wasn't thinking about no inflation.
switched jobs increased by 5.9%.
I ended up almost doubling my salary after a year and a half. And then from there, each year, I've probably increased my salary from anywhere to $15,000 to $35,000 or $40,000.
But hiring professionals stress that it's important to be strategic about job moves.
You don't want to rise up the ranks too quickly and then be this expensive head that's sort of easy to chop in any kind of downturn.
I think companies do expect an unrealistic level of loyalty, but unfortunately we're at their whim a lot of times, right? So we do have to.
Hey, I've seen this girl before. What was this girl on? Wasn't she on a video that we had reviewed before about finances or something like that?
Play the game, and that game is making it seem like you're going to spend the rest of your life there. They really do want to be lied to.
So how long is the optimal amount of time to stay at your job for your career advancement, salary, and your well-being?
The survey data about why people leave their jobs is pretty consistent across the board.
Ranking at the top of the list are wanting a higher salary and not feeling like they have room for growth at their current job.
The desire for higher salaries may lead people to job hop, which is when a worker jumps from job to job within a short period of time.
Oftentimes switching companies is the fastest way to get to that next level role in terms of seniority and in terms of your income level. And the reality behind that is in your current company, for you to get promoted, for you to get to the next level, that position needs to open up in a way that it's either someone leaves or they get promoted or the company is growing.
And she's 100% right. She's 100% right. I tell people to do both. And because a lot of people will say, hey, man, I got seniority in this company. I want to stay or whatever. But then a lot of times because you got to remember, think of it like a mountain or a pyramid, and everything goes up like this, right? Not a pyramid scheme, but like a pyramid. And so what happens is when you at the bottom, let's say you on a floor, or you just a regular worker, or you just a maintenance guy or whatever, it's going to be plenty of those jobs at the bottom. It's going to be plenty of mailroom jobs. It's going to be plenty of those. And so if you're thinking at the bottom, right, because it's the CEO at the top and the chairman, and then you got all of these people that's at the bottom, what happens is the further you go up to the top, the smaller the positions are, right? So if you only got this many VPs and this many directors and this many this and this, and depending on what division or whatever, the closer you get up to the top of that pyramid, the less room that there is for other people to be able to take over that position. And so you got two things that's happening or working for you in that position. You're either waiting on somebody to leave or you waiting on somebody to create a position for you that would allow you to continue to accelerate up the corporate ladder. And so while you're there, of course you want to stay on a career track. Of course you want to continue to grow. Of course you want to continue to get promoted, but you don't want to stay too long, because the other side of that equation is the recruitment of you to other places where they have vacancies. That's where you network. That's when you got to start having conversations. That's when you got to read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. And then you don't understand that there's a certain time frame that certain employers look for talent, because number one, they want to know that you're going to be there. They want to know that you're going to be there long enough to make some meaningful change. And I can't tell you how many times that jobs, or even we at the places that I've been at, we forego a candidate because we see that they job hop too often, and we know that they're just trying to climb the corporate ladder, which is cool. We want you to be able to climb the corporate ladder and be successful, but we don't want to put all of that money in that job search into you, especially from an executive recruitment perspective, and then you only leave 6 months to a year from now. And so that's when we start to pay attention to that thing, right? Because we want to, but then at the same time, we want you to make meaningful change or to have an impact of what you're doing at the company. And so what they look for is a certain time frame that allows for you to ultimately make your mark at that company to have some time under your belt, but still be getting promoted. And so you still want to be working on getting those raises and promotions, but at the same time, you don't want to wait for them. So my rule of thumb, my personal rule of thumb is you want to, by the 3-year mark, because the 2 to 3 year mark, you got some projects under your belt, you've made some friends, you've impacted the company, you got some equity in the company. You can speak to some of the changes that you've made and you've implemented that allow for you to continue to progress, grow, and become more successful within that company. And so around the 2 to 3 year mark is when you want to start getting the itch. All right. That's the time that you want to start girding up, making sure that your LinkedIn is updated, make sure that you're tapping in all of your resources, getting around. Different people within the company probably changed positions or they went to other companies. You want to make sure you stay in touch with those. And then you want to continue to gird up and prepare yourself for the opportunity that comes. One of the mistakes that people make often at times is they let too much time pass before they start to think about the possibility of leaving because either they're scared or they don't think that they can move into a different position or where they'll be fruitful, or they've worked at this public institution or this nonprofit, but it's so much more money on the private side, and then they've changed their personal lives around this job. I don't want to leave because now I'm not going to be able to work from home. I'm going to have to be more visible. I got a second job over here. So there's a lot of things that then prevent you from actually getting to the next level because you've tailored your life around the lifestyle that you have at that particular position. But I'm telling you, every single time they'll pay you more to leave than they will pay you to stay as far as getting a regular promotion. They will pay you more to leave than they will to pay you to stay and get that regular promotion. And most people are happy with titles, they're happy with stability, and they're happy with their certain position, and so they don't seek change. But by that 2.5, 3 year mark, that's the time that you want to start getting the itch if you're looking to accelerate and continue to grow in corporate America. I mean, it's so big, you can double and triple your income in one move over into the next company. One move over into the next company, you double and tripling your income, and it adds value into your resume. By the 4 year mark, you should be running. You should be actively looking for and participating in your own growth and your own success as far as entertaining opportunities outside of the position that you're in. Between 3 and 4 years, that's the time that you really have that window. By the time you hit the 5 year, 6 year, 7 year mark, you're stuck in your ways. It is much more difficult to get you to leave. Even if you go and you get educated in a different field or something like that, you're not going to move. You just getting that education for your own well-being. And if you don't get promoted within a company, you're never going to leave. You're never going to leave. People get stuck in their ways on a regular basis, and they wind up staying at the same company for a very long time. Once they get past the 5 and 6 year mark, they just sit there. And then they make excuses for themselves. And they say, well, it's okay. I'm not tripping and I'm comfortable or whatever. Or what if I have to go into work? What if this? What if that? What if you make more money? What if you make double your salary? The thing that you first have to ask yourself is, what will it cost you to leave the comfort of the position that you have right there? What will it cost you to leave? What do they have to pay you? And then that's what you shoot for. Let me play the video. I forgot to play more of the video.
It's either someone leaves, or they get promoted, or the company is growing.
Gen Z is 36% more likely than other generations to prioritize advancement opportunities. Even if there are opportunities for promotions within their current workplace, they may still find it easier to leave.
A lot of employers are reaching out to people and recruiting them. Workers have more negotiating power that way. You can also find out more easily what wages are available just by going on ZipRecruiter and looking at job postings, whereas perhaps finding out what the opportunities are within your company involves sort of an uncomfortable conversation with your manager.
Yep.
Other common reasons for leaving are to get better benefits, to escape a toxic work environment, and for better work-life balance.
The ancillary thing is, if I pay people more, would they be happier? If that were true, then investment banks and private equity firms, law firms would be the happiest places in the world to work. They notoriously aren't viewed that way, because there's a certain way that you treat people, whether it's benefits or whether it's time off or compensation, or quite frankly, just how you treat people on a day in and day out basis with interpersonal skills. Those are the things that end up being more important.
Workers also have career aspirations that may not be fulfilled in their current positions.
Early in my career, I always had the goal of eventually working for myself. So I told myself around the age of 30, try and get enough experience and exposure to the things that are required to have a consulting firm. So each job that I've worked, I've always left a company if I felt like I had already obtained the skill that I needed to obtain. And if I wasn't getting opportunities to obtain the skills that I needed, I went to the next place.
As humans, we tend to change every 2 to 3 years in terms of our goals, our priorities, our stages of life. And now the younger generations ask themselves, well, how does my career serve me and not the other way around?
There's never a wrong reason to want to leave. If you want to leave, you can leave, right? But you have to be smart about leaving.
Americans consistently stay at their jobs for a median of 3 to 4 years. In 2022, the median tenure was 4.1 years. In 2002, it was 3.7, and back in 1983, it was 3.5 years.
What did I say? Now, there's a couple different caveats to that, right? Because what also feeds into this is the fact that some people get forced out of the position that they're in. Now, that's the worst kind of thing that you can do, because if you're getting forced out, meaning that you're getting laid off or they're downsizing or they're forcing you to do more with less, and then now you becoming disgruntled or you don't like it, and that's when you're starting to leave, now you operating with a duress mindset, and you're never going to get what you're supposed to get as a result of it. When you operating out of abundance and you're comfortable, what generally happens is you're moving differently because you don't feel like you got nothing to lose. Think about it like this. If I already got it, I'm less likely to take something that undervalues what my worth is to the next company, and then I'm also going to negotiate for more because I'm already straight. And the worst thing that you can tell me is no, and so I'm playing with house money. You loose, you cool. Even in the interview process, you having a different type of conversation because it's like, hey, I'm interviewing you just as much as you interviewing me. But if you ain't got no job and you just trying to get a job, you desperate and you look desperate, you operate desperate, you speak desperate, and it translates as far as them feeling like they can get you at an undervalued space because you're just happy to be there and you're happy to have a job. And so that's why you have to continuously move. That's why you have to continuously have conversations with your manager. They're there and they actually benefit from you having expectations to continue to get promoted because that's what their goal is. Their goal, and they're supposed to help you track up. As they track up, and you all make money. But if you're not actually participating in the process to see exactly where you're going to go, you're going to just be making lateral moves because you're disgruntled or you're getting forced out, and you're just going to be happy to have a job. But when you actually make a career path or you set yourself to get to a certain point, you start to work towards those goals, and then you transition within your life based off of those goals.
But breaking those numbers down by age paints a clearer picture about how long Americans should stay at their jobs.
Between 2002 and 2022, workers aged 20 to 24 typically stayed at their jobs for less than 1.5 years. As you look at older workers, the median tenure increases with each age group.
I think a lot of people think of job hopping as being generational, but it's actually more driven by age than generation. So our parents' generations at the same age as young people today, a lot of the data shows that they quit at very similar rates.
A Bureau of Labor Statistics study found that American adults born between 1957 and 1964 held an average of 12.7 jobs between the ages of 18 and 56, with nearly half of those jobs held before the age of 25.
I think the idea that you have to stay at one company for an extended period of time comes most probably from our families and our parents, because their expectation and their version of success was to stay within one company or at least within one career their entire life.
Our parents would get pensions, they would work for a company for a certain amount of time, retire, and be paid for the rest of our lives. So the incentives have shrunk, and so the loyalty is just not there.
Another thing to consider is a lot of benefits accrue over time. So if you switch companies too quickly, you could be leaving money on the table. For example, some employers won't allow you to keep your 401k match until you've been there for a certain number of years.
I see a huge wave of Gen Z and millennial professionals asking themselves, is this job, is this career right for me? And what do I want for my career to look like and to feel like? And where do I find this career? Versus feeling like, hey, I have to stay doing what I've been doing in my career.
Recruiters say there's more leeway for job switching earlier in your career.
Gen Z can do that right now because they're in their early 20s. But when they get to their late 20s or their early 30s, they can't be moving like that. You're 22 years old. You're not making any career mistakes right now. There's so many places that you could go and none of them would be a mistake because you're so young and you have so many years to figure out what you want to do. When you're 35, not really, right? Ideally, you're in your career and you're making a good salary with great benefits. And once you have that, you need to be more strategic and intentional about those moves that you make because now you can make a really bad career mistake.
Instead of asking how long you should stay at your job, career experts suggest shifting your focus to how much you've accomplished.
I think the biggest risk with job hopping or leaving your job too early is you not understanding where you are in your development. And that's why I try to tell people, remove your focus on money, especially if you're being compensated okay and you're able to pay your bills and survive. Don't focus on just getting a huge pay bump before you are actually ready, before you have gained the right skills. Don't focus on time, don't focus on money, focus on skills. And if you are comfortable in the skills that you are acquiring, then you are ready to move on to the next level.
Workers may also want to consider looking at their career as a whole, rather than honing in on only tenure or compensation.
I took a $20,000 pay cut when I job hopped the first time. And I knew that was okay because it would come back tenfold based on the experience I was going to be getting at the new place of work. So I don't focus on the money. And I know that's a privileged thing to say because my roles compensate me well. And at the time when I started in my career, I just really shrunk my cost of living, I would say. I lived in a house.
So she lowered her cost of living, which would then accommodate for her, making sure that she execute on a long-term vision because she was going to get the skill set that would then propel her into it. I'll give you an example, right? I know people that would go and work at a big name company just to be able to get it on their resume, which would then propel them to be able to get a much bigger payday long term. You see what I'm saying? So some people will make the sacrifice earlier in which they're not necessarily trying to leverage the fact that, oh my God, I'm making as much money as I possibly can. I'll give you a better example. Some people, where I'm from in Detroit, the goal initially was just to make as much money as you possibly could, as fast as you could, and then to be able to live the lifestyle, right? And so some people coming straight out of college, or I'm sorry, straight out of high school, back in the day, they used to be able to get straight into the plant, and then it was making a bunch of money or whatever, and it seems as though they was getting ahead of you. And then there was other people that said, you know what, I don't want to work in a plant. I don't want to do what my father did. I don't want to do what my and it's nothing wrong with working. I don't care what you do. As long as you're happy and as long as you feel like you're continuing to progress and you're doing it legally, then get your bag. So that's not what this conversation is. But I'm using this as an example in order to illustrate taking a step backward so you can take 10 steps forward. And then, you know, you would get into the plant and you would make as much money as you can. And I know because I worked in a steel plant, right? But then there were other people that went to college and it seemed like they was poor and you was doing better than them. But they was supposed to be poor because they was in college and they wasn't making any money. But ultimately the field that they picked, let's just say they picked, eventually becoming some form of a doctor, right? And they made way more money long term because they understood that the short term sacrifices was going to pay off much greater longer. And so when you look at the trajectory, on one hand, the person right here is the person that went out of high school when they started making a whole bunch of money right away. And then they stayed in that position, they never excelled, and they made that money for the rest of their life. And then the person that went to school, that went to a specific curriculum, they did like this, and then it eventually did like this, right? And so you have to, what she's basically explaining to you is a philosophy that I've been teaching. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon, link is in the description, is that depending on your career trajectory, and you got to start at the front and then reverse engineer what you want outside of your life. Meaning that ultimately you start at the end goal and then you start to milestone exactly what you need to get in order to get to that end goal, and then how fast you can get there so you can better understand exactly what that trajectory is. Often at times you can beat those times, but if you don't have an end goal, most people make the mistake of only looking at what they want their next step to be instead of ultimately having a conversation about where they want their life to be at the end and what kind of lifestyle that they want, and then how I'm supposed to get there by milestoning it out. Because the pathway to that success may not... Oh my God, here we go. All right, I guess that's the end of that. Hold on. Let me give myself. Might have to just switch my camera. All right, hold on. Let me see this. I was on my iPhone. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. But the pathway to what success is supposed to look like may be much different for you than it is for somebody else, depending on exactly what it is that you want to do, right? So you got to milestone that out, and you got to figure out what that looks like for you. And it's not necessarily a straight line. It doesn't go straight like this. It goes like this. And it may go like that, and then you may take off like that. So it just depends on what you want out of it, and it depends on how hard you're working for it. But you got to start at the end goal, and then you got to milestone it out in order to make sure that you're going down the pathway in order to make sure that you're successful, depending on what you want that to look like. It can also take that same pathway when it comes to entrepreneurship. It can take that same pathway when it comes to internships, and if you want to switch career paths, all of that. But make sure you milestoning that stuff out. And then that's the way in which you determine what it is that you want to do from a financial perspective. All right? Let me see something. All right, well, I guess that my gimbal, my stand holder, actually died, so I guess that's that. Anyways, I think that was sufficient. That's sufficient. Let me read a couple more super chats, and then I'm going to get y'all up out of here for the day. Look at me. In those jeans. So, hey, I didn't have that plugged up. Well, I got to plug it up now. Shout out to Timeout. Timeout with the 20 ball said, what up, though? Thank you, Timeout. I appreciate you for continuing to hold me down, big dog. Wealth Building Journey says, stay at your job and long enough to gain skills that you can leverage to get a better job. Lather, rinse, repeat, and then get to the bag. That's a fact, though. Shout out to you, big dog. I appreciate you for that. Brian McLaren says, happy early birthday, big dog. Thank you, Brian. Hood Rats Allowed featuring Goth Batty says, I switched tech companies every 1 to 5 years and climbed from $7.25 an hour to $137,000. No degree, no certs. Pretty impressive. You got really good work ethic, too, I'm assuming. Without question says, peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism. Happy birthday, AD. Shout out to Without Question. I appreciate you. Tanisha said, happy birthday, Anton. Continue to be the best you. Thank you, Tanisha. I appreciate you. Molly. Shout out to my girl, Molly. Said, according to Forbes, employees who stay in companies longer than 2 years get paid 50% less. There you go. There's some real data for you. Shout out to my girl, Molly. Jaquel says, happy 413 birthday, God sent. May God keep you. Shout out to my dog, Jaquel. Devastator says, I ended up starting a new job this year and about to be out credit debt this month. And just from watching your videos on this topic, the focus is real. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Happy birthday, young man, says Swagatude. I'm a little late, hoping you're going to speak on the kid that got shot up by the cops. My opinion, he had it coming. Sorry, Black Lives Matter. I spoke on it yesterday. Yeah, I spoke on it earlier in this week. I spoke on it extensively. Was that yesterday or the day before yesterday? I think it was the day before yesterday. I spoke on it the day before yesterday. I did a whole live stream and breakdown of it. His name was Dexter Reed. I did speak on it, and I agree with you. We closely align on that. JD25 says, just wanted to say happy early birthday, AD. Shout out to you. Meme Carter. Shout out to Meme Carter. Okay, I see you. Meme Carter says, happy birthday, keeping it real and provide great advice. Having a good mentor is so important. Thank you to Meme Carter. I appreciate you for always holding me down. Thank you for pouring into what we got going on over here. It does not go unnoticed. Thank you, my friend. Also, Antoine says, happy birthday, Anton. What if you work for USPS as a mailman at the age of 38 with the current salary of $54K and a max of $77K in 12 years and possibly $83K in 8 years? All depends on our contract. If I'm you, I'm leveraging the benefits at USPS to get myself educated in the STEM field. I'm working there while I'm also going to school, and then I'm also putting myself in a position to go into a completely different field. That's what I would do. The first thing that I did when I got into the plant, which I didn't finish through with it because I was too busy partying. But the first thing I did when I had got into the plant was I had leveraged the benefits from going to school, which I had to drop out, and I didn't actually use the benefits itself because I had switch shifts and all of that stuff, right? But I was supposed to be leveraging the benefits for school to ultimately get into the field that I was supposed to get into long term, right? So if I'm you, that's cool. But if you really want to take off and get some money, then I'm leveraging the benefits to go to school at the same time to get into a STEM field, big dog. Shout out to Antoine. Never settle. Never settle. Get that bag. Glow Hardy says, happy birthday, big dog. Thank you, Glow. Thank you, Glow. I appreciate you. Anon No 9 says that LA Fitness and the quick hits was my LA Fitness. I don't know how to feel about that. You know what's happening. You know what's happening in your city. You know what happened at those LA Fitness, big dog. It ain't no secret. It ain't no secret to those who know. Listen, y'all. Hold on. I got to make sure that I read these. Make sure I get everybody. Cash Apps. I want to acknowledge the Cash App. Shout out to the Car Concierge. Says, happy birthday, famo. Thanks for everything that you do. Shout out to the Car Concierge. I appreciate you, big dog. Mr. DJ. Shout out to Mr. DJ. I appreciate you also. Thank you, Mr. DJ. And then Psychedelic Sense. You know you've been holding me down for a long time. I appreciate you too. Thank you to everybody for the birthday wishes. Thank you to everybody that held me down. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for celebrating with me. Yeah, man. I think I might go to the show and go and see Dune. I think that might be what I do today. Go and see Dune. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Listen, guys, I love you. I appreciate y'all. Y'all the greatest ever. And yeah, man. Life is good. Life is good. Pray for your enemies. Wow, I got 11 dislikes today. That's pretty impressive. Pray for your enemies. Make sure that you continue to run it up. And just remember this. They still got to go home to whatever it is that they're dealing with while you still having peace and love and great energy and a lot of money going forward. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. We will not be live streaming tonight. We're going to be back live streaming tomorrow for what's that? Actually, I might live stream tonight. I might live stream tonight instead of tomorrow, or maybe I'll live stream tonight and tomorrow. I don't know. It depends on my evening. Listen, after hours is coming soon. I'll keep you guys updated. Make sure y'all following me on all of my social media. I'll drop it on Twitter, formerly Twitter, X. I'll drop it on X what it's going to be, and we're going to go from there. All right, y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. We definitely, Dune 2. I'm definitely going to be watching Dune 2. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm about to go get me some jeans. I'll holler at y'all later. Make sure y'all do one more favor. I almost went out without saying it. Make sure y'all do me one more favor before y'all get up out of here. Make sure you share this with your family and friends. We don't want to be successful by ourselves. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.